who we are.
The assassination of Charlie Kirk risks an uncorking of political chaos and violence that we cannot risk in America.
We just cannot be a country that turns to violence when we disagree with people.
As the hunt for his assassin continues, ABC News chief national correspondent Matt Gutman is live on the scene in Utah with the very latest. Plus, Emmy winner America Ferrera talks about getting on board the Lost Bus with Matthew McConaughey for a thrilling true story about a race to escape California wildfires. Here come Hot
Campus in Utah. In the wake of his death, politicians from both sides of the aisle spoke out against the violence and urged Americans to come together. Take a look.
It is unfortunately emblematic of how our politics is being conducted today. Political violence is not a solution. It is not an answer to disagreement over policy.
This is detestable, what's happened. Political violence has become all too common in American society, and this is not who we are. It violates the core principles of our country.
The assassination of Charlie Kirk risks an uncorking of political chaos and violence that we cannot risk in America. We cannot risk it.
All of us have got to work together and de-escalate the hate and the rhetoric in this country. And remember, we're Americans, and you can disagree in a way that doesn't end in a horrible way today did.
I mean, isn't a fundamental part of being an American that we are able to express our opinions to each other without fear, without this kind of horror happening? And it seems to be something we have been seeing more and more of. And it's not even left or right. It's just people being taken out because of their beliefs or their thoughts. I mean, Alyssa, you knew Charlie Kirk.
Hey y'all. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. First, giving honor to God. We got to start doing that more. Unfortunately, it shouldn't take for something as tragic as a public assassination for us to realize that. However, apparently, I guess it does. So welcome to today's small, short episode of The Pastor and the Sinner. I am the sinner, Miss Shannon, hell yeah. The pastor is somewhere lurking around being a grandfather. He told me to call him Pimp Paul. I call him Paw all the time. He told me to call him Pimp Paul. Pimp Paul the pastor. That's got a ring to it. However, I hope this video is finding all of you wonderful people in this country and around the world, but particularly right now in this country of the United States of America. I hope that this video finds you guys well, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I'm looking at myself right now and I'm like, dang, you got like a little smile on your face, even though you don't really feel happy about what we're about to discuss. And that's strange because I usually always question when I watch interviews of people who have either encountered something devastating or discussing something devastating, how they be talking about it, and it's so sad, but they be smiling. Well, I guess maybe now I understand that just because you're talking about something devastating or horrific, you can still have the spirit of joy in your heart and not necessarily be happy about something, but not necessarily be sad. You can be sad in, but you don't have to, you're not necessarily like, oh, I'm bawling down crying. So I decided to get on this show and make it completely dedicated to Charlie Kirk. I was hoping my pastor would be here with me so that I could show more videos. Our pastor, no, my pastor. Y'all know what I mean. Don't be so technical. And discuss the Charlie Kirk murder, assassination, falling off. I don't know what you want to call it, because depending on what you call it will dictate the response that you get from people. So if I say assassination, we got the black folks and my folks, because, excuse me, one of my friends, because the title I put on earlier for the pages for this show was Charlie Kirk and the Blacks. I just picked that Blacks up from Jesse Lee Peterson. I tend to watch him here and there, and he calls us the Blacks. The Blacks. He says, what's wrong with the Blacks? So I find it funny, but it's something that I just kind of picked up. I mean nothing by it. Okay? So please don't pew me, because that's going to be the, I'm going to point out as much as I possibly can remember and can how much everything I say, or how many things that I can say that will cause people to be like pew 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 while you guys are running around talking about in this country. And I'm not just talking about the blacks, the Americans. No matter, just like on the little clip that I played when I first started, no matter whether it's just black people, or if it's just white people, or if it's just transgender people, gay people, LGBTQ, whomever, it's just all of us. Whether you agree or disagree, we're still in this together. This entire American experience for all us citizens of America, whether you are a natural born citizen, whether you are an immigrant citizen, we are all in this together. So, being that we all in this shit together, it's funny and it's fucked up as hell just how easily we are divided. It's crazy to me, and especially when we are divided on the death of somebody. Like I say, depending on how I say it and how I feel, I think it was an assassination. And yes, I do think the YT people can compare it somewhat to Martin Luther King, as in relation to how black folks feel about the assassination of him. I do not believe that Martin Luther King was one-sided or geared towards one people, but he was focused on one set of people. Like, his message was derived from black folks. However, it was delivered as a message that it should have been all inclusive. The same way I feel that at the end of the day, if you took Charlie Kirk in his entirety, I believe that he was more preaching and talking about everything and everybody inclusively in America and a functioning society. Now, let me get this out the way really, really fast. I definitely think that he here and there shows some racial undertones. But hell, who doesn't? I'm black. I show racial undertones. Things just as simple as saying, I don't want to eat no white folks' food because they don't put no seasoning on it. It's no different than them saying, oh, black folks like to dance or can't stop dancing. They every time they hear some music, they just start busting out dancing. It's the same thing. Everyone and every group has idiosyncrasies, is what I want to call them. Now, they may not apply to everybody or all the time, but they are things that are generally common within a group. Okay? So if I can be labeled as a black woman, and everywhere that I go, people assume that I can twerk because that's what's being pushed out there. That's the narrative. Oh, this is what black women do. However, contrary to popular belief or stereotypical belief, I can't dance at all, let alone twerk. And I am full black. 100%. Now, yes, of course, I would never deny my rhythm. I can stay on beat and I can do all that shit, but I can't twerk. I look like a damn idiot if I try. It's nothing but comedy. It's straight up comedy. Like, what are you doing, Shannon? Sit your black ass down. So, within relation to any other group, we all have our own undertones from wherever we grew up at, whomever raised us, and the original belief system that we may possess. Okay? Fuck you, Daryl. Get on the damn show. Now, see, excuse me, y'all. They want to, this fool want to send me messages. but I invited him to come on the show. So Black Steel, since you watching, bring that ass. Because listen, baby, I am not mad at you for how you feel. I'm not mad at you for what you think. If we disagree and you know that, I think that's fun. Like, let's disagree. Let's argue. Let's talk this out. Let's see why you see it this way and I see it that way. And see if we even have any common ground. Maybe we do. Maybe we don't. I don't know. But I'm not going to be mad at you. And I'm not going to disassociate with you and act like you ain't shit just because we disagree. And I definitely ain't going to have nobody pew you because we disagree. Now, I say all that to say to get deeper into that me and this person are friends, right? We're cool. So we can go back and forth maybe, but a lot of people really can't. It seems like what's going on in our country, like I mentioned, is that there's this great divide and we're all looking for a reason to be divided. Everybody's looking for a reason to say they don't like this, they don't like that. When I don't understand why everything got to be to everyone's liking. We're all individuals entitled to our own individual walk on this planet. God gave us free will. He gave you free will. He gave me free will. He gave everybody free will. And if you don't believe in God and you're an atheist, I don't know what. I know God still gave you free will, but if you don't believe it, the universe gave you free will. The free will to be an atheist and believe whatever you want to believe, that's your business. That's your right. If we stand up and start continually condoning assassinations and public murder, because that shit was horrific, then who's safe? Who's safe? I don't do this podcast regularly. Sometimes I would like to do it more than I actually do it. But at the end of the day, we do this podcast when we feel like it. But whenever I feel like it and I get my black ass up here and I got some shit to say, I don't expect for anybody who disagrees with me to catch me outside and pew me just because they don't agree with what the fuck I agree with or believe or think or say, especially if I am not doing anything that directly affects your life. Nothing to you in particular that will sway your life to the left or to the right. It doesn't freaking matter that much, and it shouldn't matter to anybody that much to silence someone. So, that being said, apparently that's what the fuck this country is trying to go to. And I believe that when, I don't know how to say this man's name, Mario Gianni, whatever, the guy who killed the United Healthcare worker in broad daylight, I believe that was like a spark to see if all y'all is willing to just sit down and condone chaos, which probably more led to Charlie Kirk being assassinated in public like that than anything that he fucking said. And that's my opinion. The fact that people feel like nobody's holding anybody accountable for anything, don't take that, please, for anything these days is, I think, what motivates a lot of the vitriol and the bullshit. Thank you, Eddie Moore. I don't know which part that I said well, but thank you. I'm trying because I didn't intend on doing this by myself. I thought I was going to be able to do a lot more of the, of course, y'all know I'm going to run my mouth, but I was trying to show more videos because one thing I did want to do, if the pastor would have been here with me, is be able to show some of these clips in a little more lengthy, not lengthy, like I'm going to show 30 minutes worth of something Charlie Kirk was talking about, but a little more than the 10 seconds that everybody is using as clips. And it's called cherry picking. Cherry picking little bits and pieces of what he said in order to justify why they feel like he deserved to be murked like that in public. And why so many people claim to be so desensitized and, oh, I don't care, but they need the world to know that they don't care. They couldn't just keep on going about their business like I would usually do. And as far as I know, most people usually do when they don't care about something, they keep mosey on and on about their business. They don't stop to let people know, I don't care. Unless you in an argument, like unless me and somebody are in a literal face-to-face argument right now or video-to-video argument right now, I can see them saying to me some shit and I'll be like, I really could care less. Keep moving on. Like if you're trying to argue, make a point that's going to give me something to sink my teeth into because what you're talking about, I don't care about that. But we're in a argument that is active right there in the moment. If you are muddling about your motherfucking day and you just happen to look at your phone and you see somebody that you don't give a fuck about get murdered, why wouldn't you keep on scrolling, look at it? Maybe you might even laugh or keep, whatever you fucking do, but why would you stop whatever you're doing to get on your phone or your tablet or your computer or whatever device you use to get on social media? Why would you stop doing that? Just to let everybody know within earshot of your profile, so however many followers you got, let all your followers know, hey, I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Don't mean shit to me. What's the fucking point in that? And if you do that, it actually says the direct opposite. It doesn't show that you don't care. It shows that you care in some form of fashion. It doesn't mean that you care in a good fashion. You can care in a fucked up fashion. You can be applauding, like a lot of people are doing, applauding someone's demise. And for a lot of people, it's all because of clips. Not his life in entirety or even a conversation in its entirety. A couple clips. He says something like, oh, I don't really care for empathy. I don't care about no empathy. So now that he gets assassinated, all the people that are going against him or don't like him, so they say, or don't care, but care enough to let everybody know that they don't care, are talking about, good, now you don't get no empathy. Now you didn't want no empathy, you didn't like empathy, now you don't get no empathy. Hey, guess what the fuck what? Did you look up the definition of empathy? Why would you want to give him empathy? You know what empathy means? That your ass got to get shot in the neck too. Pew pew. So that you can literally, for yourself, feel it. In that conversation that he was speaking on, he said he prefers sympathy over empathy. Because empathy is like him being assassinated. Someone wanted him to feel the pain that they claim that they feel. Y'all need to really, for real, do some reading, educate yourselves before y'all just start jumping up and saying any goddamn thing. He was assassinated because somebody wanted him to feel what they claim they feel. That's empathy. And I can see why Charlie Kirk would say, I'm cool on empathy because I don't need to feel how you feel. You might feel real fucked up. I don't need to feel real fucked up. I don't know why you feel fucked up, but I know that I don't want to feel fucked up. Sympathy, on the other hand, is when in your human experience, with things never being perfect, understanding that someone can go through things that are extremely and highly unfortunate, and you don't wish that for them. That's sympathy. You will hope that something gets better for them, something changes, whatever the situation may be. It's called, that is sympathy. When you have compassion for your fellow person, even your dog or your fucking cat or your lizard. I've been watching clips of this one guy. He got octopus. This nigga got pet octopuses and swear up and down that they got a relationship and the octopus understands him and they communicate and play little games. And I wouldn't doubt that they do. I don't know nothing about octopus or octopi. I've never been interested in no octopi. But for somebody that is, good for him. And who am I to tell him what he's experiencing with his octopi? It's entertaining to him. It's fun to him. So much so that he makes videos about it. And low key, they're kind of interesting because if he wasn't making videos, I would have never known that octopus change colors. I didn't know octopus change colors. If that motherfucker is up against something red, that motherfucker can turn red. And he's completely gray or blue or purple, any kind of color. It could be any kind of color and turn into something else. I never knew that. I never knew that. So fucking educational. So freaking educational. So thank him for liking octopus and making videos about him because I would have never known nothing about octopus because I never did it on my own because I ain't never thought about octopus. So in part of the things that were bothering me, that was one of them that a lot of people were talking about. They didn't know who Charlie Kirk was before he was assassinated. And once he was assassinated, they saw a few clips cut so that it looks like he's saying one thing without any context to it. They took those things and now they're using those clips to say that he deserved to be murked the way he was. And I do not believe nobody deserves that. I don't believe that we will be able to have a functioning society for very much longer if everybody can just get mad because they don't like what you said. I mean, it's going to get down on they don't like your shirt. I just didn't like the air. You was breathing some air right there. And I didn't like that air. As a matter of fact, I wanted that air because I wanted to see if I could do something with that air. But you was over up in that air. So now I got to take your ass out because you was over in the air I wanted to be in. Are you fucking serious? Where's our humanity? Where's our humanity? And the reason I titled, we didn't title it on this show. I should have edited it, but maybe I'll edit it later. but Jerome is the one that made the stream, and he just put Charlie Kirk. I wanted to say Charlie Kirk versus the blacks, because right now in particular, I care about the soul of my people, because I'm a black. I'm a black. Like I said, I have one of somebody that's dear to my heart, that's somebody I care about. Like, I really like. He does not like anything that I say that even remotely sounds like I'm fucking Republican. Nothing. I cannot say that I'm good with the tariffs. Oh, you's a motherfucking Republican. Oh, you. I'm not a Republican. But as of this last election, I'm not a Democrat either. And I think there's a lot of us out there that is ready to stand in the middle and say, hey, until y'all give us something better to sink our teeth in, I'm just about to sit over here, sit over there. And then I'll take each issue as it comes. And I will deal with each issue how I see it. I'm not going to deal with this issue from a Democratic lens or from what the Democratic Party is pushing as to how I should see something, and I'm not going to do it for the Republicans either. I'm not going to be swayed either way until I see something that makes me feel comfortable moving left, right, or even just staying in the center. Now, I know a lot of people are going to tell me that staying in the center, then you really not going to get nothing accomplished. Well, guess what? We ain't really be getting shit accomplished lately anyway. Why? Because we too busy fighting over who should be on the left and who should be on the right and who's wrong on the left and who's wrong on the right. So you might as well stand in the middle, because it seems as though in this country we're at an impasse. And I don't think, to a degree, it's almost like history is repeating itself. However, this time, the civil rights movement is going to be for white people. This time, the martyr and the person trying to preach some type of whatever Charlie Kirk was preaching, unity, family, God, Jesus, then he'll be the martyr that leads the charge and is the fuel to the fire of the next civil rights movement. Only it won't be black civil rights, it'll be white civil rights. Because I think it's hypocritical. I think that the civil rights movement was to move us more towards the center with each other and abolish the part where anybody's or any race or any group is above another. It's supposed to be equal treatment under the law. The law is supposed to be applied universal. That's what I thought we were fighting for. Or not we, because that's something else I want to talk about. All you motherfuckers that want to bring up some shit that y'all wasn't even born for and ride the coattails of that and act like y'all so goddamn traumatized and hurt when you ain't been a damn slave and you didn't fight in the civil rights movement at all, and you riding in leather seats in your nice little house or apartment with your cable and your internet and your feet cooked up in your cozy little slippers. Are y'all really ready to trade all of that for being in the trenches of war? Because the Civil War that looks like it's trying to do a part two, a repeat, is going to cost lives, y'all. It's going to cost lives. It ain't going to be just, oh, we arguing on the internet. That shit going to take to the streets. It's going to take to the motherfucking streets. And people who can't fight, don't have guns, are going to be just as, or don't care, or don't want to be a part of it, are going to be just as engulfed, susceptible, and in danger as the people who are leading the fucking way. So, just on that part, we should be really not so quick to jump into all this vitriol. For the most part, because I'm the black, like I said, I'm a part of the blacks, like I said, I was more want to talk about my people and how many of you guys that I've seen out there celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk as if it fucking is a cool kids move, and it's not, in my opinion. Like I said, y'all can have y'all own opinion because obviously y'all do. But I don't think it's a part of the cool kids movement. I don't think it's cool. I don't think it's godly. I don't think it has any humanity in it. Regardless, regardless, regardless of how you fucking feel. It just doesn't add anything to the motherfucking conversation. It doesn't add anything positive to anybody's existence to sit up and celebrate somebody's death. I didn't like it when they did it to Kevin Samuels. I don't like it that they're doing it to Charlie Kirk and anybody else that they may have done that I can't think of right now off the top of my head because I'm so consumed with what's going on right now today. I want to say this. On the first day he was assassinated, one of my friends that I talked to this man about everything. And yes, it's a platonic relationship. Yes, men and women can be friends without there being any hokey pokey going on. Literally, somebody that we can banter about politics, we can banter about current events, we can laugh, you know what I'm saying, we can do all kind of shit. And we hardly ever see each other, maybe once a year. So all of it is a phone relationship for the most part. I hadn't even really gotten the grasp of what had happened. I had literally not had been awake in 30 minutes to an hour, maybe, if that. Just seeing what done went down, catching up on this and that. And then he lets me know, he calls me and he's like, at the top of his lungs, I was just talking to so and I'm like, okay, what happened? What's going on? Oh, will you tell me this and that I feel about, that he feels about Charlie Kirk and this and that, and people don't this and that and that and that and that. And then the minute I said anything, he started going off on me. And we had to get off the phone with each other, and we love each other. You know what? You have a good day. Yeah, you have a good day. Because he was looking for me to literally jump straight into saying and agreeing with everything he was saying, and I just don't. But let's get this conversation a little more interesting because, I'm sitting here really talking to the screen, and I'm not good at that, but I'm trying. What up? What up, Black Steel? Hi, Daryl. Welcome, Daryl, to the stage, y'all. What's going on, Daryl? I can't hear you if you're talking.
I wasn't talking.
Talk then, nigga.
I'm listening to you. Let
To
me
my
count the
what?
dead.
I can take it. Say what you got to say.
Let me breathe. I said I was going to get on here with an open mind. I was going to listen and do less talking.
Okay. No, you can talk.
I'm partaking in a little activity that's going to calm me. And I'm relaxed. Okay.
So, okay, let's just start with this. I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
How do you feel about the assassination of Charlie Kirk?
Okay. So as I explained before to you, and well, just to you, because I haven't really had too many people saying anything to me. I haven't had any personal conversations in everyday life. Whatever. This has all just been internet stuff. Um,
Well, God bless you because I have. So go ahead.
but I first and foremost want to say that I think, and I haven't seen everything out there of what my people are saying, and it ain't just my people. It's white folks that's quote unquote celebrating, as you call it. But I will say it's not a celebration. It's nothing to mock. It's nothing to be happy over. And that's what I've been saying from the start. The fact that I personally didn't have anything invested in this man, or like I told you, I didn't even know who the man was. Really. I might have heard his name, but I never seen no speeches and all of that. It wasn't targeted towards me. It was targeted towards the college youth, which is another topic. Which those people still have developing brains and shit. He knew what he was doing. Um, but yeah, I'm not happy this man is dead because, like I said, I could care less about them. I mean, not trying to be disrespectful or funny. It just wasn't something that moved me in any kind of way. Um, so if anybody is out there like, oh, hip hop parade's dead and all of this, I think that's foul.
It's
Um,
one girl that got. It's one girl that went to a vigil and with a bullhorn that started screaming, "Ha ha, your homie's dead! Ha ha, he got shot in the head."
yeah, see, that's just straight ignorance and foolishness at its highest. Um, I mean, of course, a lot of people have expressed their opinions about the man since his demise. And I mean, personally, I don't feel. Here's my thing that
Well, run it. I
I
love
want to get
you.
to the thing of what you said that just kind of because it's one of the things you said was, well, you know who's gonna take time out of their day to, if they don't care, to let somebody know they don't care. People have spewed and voiced their opinions about everything under the damn sun, from sports to politics to music to racial relation to whatever, since the beginning. It'll never change. It's I don't. Nobody should have a problem with somebody expressing themselves. I didn't ask for the shit that Charlie Kirk was spewing. I didn't ask for that. Why? So we're supposed to, quote unquote, shut up and dribble, go along and get along, and not express how we feel when we don't have a choice. When your president gets on TV and expresses how he feels and all his opinions and his mindset towards everybody and everything. We don't when we turn on our news, we don't have we have to hear that, but when we want to express ourselves, is who asked you, why are you speaking, why are you even expressing yourself? No, that's not how life works. People got a right to express themselves, whether you agree with it or not.
And
um
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, and so people are now expressing themselves.
Okay. Well, let me say this first and foremost. This is why I kind of was digging his get down. I'm not gonna say I dug everything Charlie Kirk said, but I dug his get down because this is what I like. I like it better to be able to have a conversation with you where we can hash out some things that may be lost in translation when we're just uh, thumb battling.
Hmm.
I never intended for it to come across as if I wanted you to shut up and dribble, or you're not like entitled to have an opinion about anything. You are absolutely within your right to speak your mind, whether I agree with it or not, or the move. that you make, whether I agree with it or not.
Mhm.
What I was trying to ask or get across or understand was more related to your spirit, your walk with God.
Mhm.
A lot of people have been mentioning karma a lot lately, and that
Mhm.
the life and death is in the power of the tongue, and these days, in the
Right.
power of the thumbs as well.
Right.
What I was trying to ask, because my question was why, not don't, it was why. What's the why that benefits you in this type of situation to motivate you to let people know that you don't care? Because for me, when we talking about life and death, for me, we talking straight up to the Lord. And now we not playing no human games. We playing with God. So when we start talking about or being cavalier about death, I just kind of feel like, ooh,
Mhm.
hey, how about we just stay out this, stay out of that? Like, I don't want to do the life and death shit because now you're taking what belongs to God and shitting on it, in my opinion. When it comes to something like this, not that you can't do it. That's what I kept trying to get y'all to, we were going back and forth yesterday on the page. That's what I was kept trying to get. It was the why. What exactly can you tell me to let me know why don't you why did you care enough to let us know that you don't care about a person as a human being? And whatever your response was is your response. I took all of that. The
Right.
reason we kind of more had the back and forth going on was because you straight up called me an apologist or some shit. I had never heard that term. Uh, and it's funny, today I was watching some shit and somebody said Charlie Kirk was an apologist. And I was like, dang, there go that word again. I never heard that. I never heard that. And I claim to be extremely educated. And I can probably take an educated guess on what it means if I wanted to. But I was just more shocked at the fact that it's like, dang, we just having a discussion. Why are we name calling? Why are you jumping to the conclusion that I'm anything only because I asked a question? Well, first it was just I just put rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. But then
Mhm.
after I saw so much vitriol on the internet and then in person, and I've had people calling me talking their crazy shit, which they entitled to, I,
Mhm.
I wondered, okay, well, since everybody's in a big ass uproar, how come y'all wasn't in an uproar when this man was alive? He been doing this shit for like, I want to say 14 years.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Why, when he had a platform that gave an open invitation to do exactly what we're doing right here? Let's hash it out. If you don't agree with me and this is what I'm pushing out there, you can come here and you can tell me why you don't agree. And if you think you can prove me wrong, quote unquote, prove me wrong.
Okay. So as far as that's concerned, there are so many. This is a big country. This is a big world. There's so many movements and so many things going on in this world that a lot of people don't know about. Like for instance, I was on the internet today and just I don't know. I was looking around and they started talking about these neo Nazis that are gathering in Ohio and the black people that were in Ohio that visibly are aware of this have now armed themselves, created community and neighborhood similar to the Black Panthers, whether and they're walking down the streets like we're not having it. The reason those people are confronting that issue is because they were aware of it. It was in their face. They I didn't know about it. I'm in Vegas. We're in California. We're in Ohio. Those people know. So to say, well, where was the people? Like I said, that wasn't targeted to us. That was targeted to these college campuses, his certain audience or whatever, and it's not put into the forefront until the media does it or until he becomes Trump's little guy or whatever. And so that's when people started hearing about it and speaking on it or whatever. So, I mean, as far as where were the people at when it, like I said, most people didn't even know who this dude was. Now the media has made this guy out to be a martyr, and he's up there with John F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King and all of these people, which
To them,
this
it
dude
might
was
not be to you.
this dude was a regular citizen who was speaking and had a little following. He's nobody special.
But that wasn't that the same thing Martin Luther King was. He was just a regular person. He may have. When did you see Martin Luther King in the church being a preacher? He wasn't a preacher. You didn't see him preaching. You saw him giving speeches. No, seriously. He had the term and the title. He had the term and the title, but with Martin Luther King, don't cut me off because I didn't cut you off. Because I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me. But from my history of watching Martin Luther King, I never saw him in a church. Even if he was in a church, he was giving a speech. He wasn't preaching. So technically, from the way I see it, Martin Luther King was just a regular person too, who elevated to having a large voice and a large following and a movement based on civil rights and Black people's rights. My thing is, Daryl, with the exception of a few, maybe I think I've only seen one actual statement that he actually made that I was like, damn, Charlie, like that. And it was about white women, and about Black women. I was like, damn, that's how you feel?
Right, exactly. And as far as,
but listen, though, at the same time, it was no different than nothing that niggas be saying to Black women all the time. It was nothing.
That's what we got to stop that. And see, that's the problem, and because, and it's other, and not to attack you, but that's something that just bothers me when I hear another Black person talking about, well, we shooting each other and we do. Fine, we got our own issues. We understand that we need to clean up our backyard. We get it. Okay, fine. That does not give anybody the reasoning or justification or right to treat us like they want to treat us. They can't just say, well, y'all shoot each other. So when the neo-Nazis come over there and shoot you niggas, it's just more niggas getting. No, that's not the thing with this. The reason why this Kirk guy, in my opinion, became so digestible and became because a lot of it was sprinkled in, and it's no different than when the slaves and how they used Christianity against us and had us, and that. But that's a whole nother topic. But that's why instead of him being a David Duke type or somebody else that we just that's extreme, this dude symbolized quote unquote hope for the Christian right with his rhetoric, which was all divisive, it was all racist, it was all extreme. And this has been studied by hate speech groups, people that have studied this. But the reason why it was digestible was because he was looked at as some Christian, he was an evangelist or whatever they was calling him, he was, and so people, it was easier for people to just use that as he's not this bad guy. He's not this. No, that the bottom line is all of that. If we're talking about race relations and people are saying that this guy created a dialogue, and that's another thing I'm tired of. It's for us, it's speaking points for us to start debating and dialogue. We can debate and dialogue and come to some kind of common ground by also without doing that. Why not get up there if somebody's truly trying to bring change and say just as simple as, hey, black people and white people need to come together. It's the same thing with Charleston White and why some people don't like him. Charleston White, if you really listen to what he's saying, he got a lot of great speaking points, but people are so caught up on the delivery. And I think that that's the same thing with Charlie Kirk, and the same thing that but Charleston White also said, and maybe this was Charlie's thinking. Charleston White also said, when I was just a nobody activist, I wasn't on YouTube, I wasn't a celebrity, I wasn't famous, I was trying to change laws for black youth, and there were whatever. I was trying to do this in Texas. Nobody gave a fuck about me. But as soon as I started saying, fuck you, Crips, fuck you, Blood, fuck King Von, fuck Nipsey Hussle, fuck the character, I'm talking about the man, I'm talking about Ermias, fuck Nipsey Hussle. Then all of a sudden, everybody got up in arms and was like, oh my God, how could he say this? How could he do this? How could he do? Same thing with this Charlie Kirk dude. Why are we using shock value and degradation and all of this stuff to bring so-called unity? Why? Because just like in Charleston White's case, nobody was listening. Nobody would listen to just a simple, hey, let's all get along. Let's all try to respect each other. Nobody wants to hear that. Now it's, oh, he was just creating dialogue. Come on, he could have created this same dialogue without all of this racist undertones and divisive undertones. That's my problem. So while we sit up here, while people are, and as far as the clips, like you said, people are manipulating the clips to fit their narrative either way, whether you like them or not. You're saying that people are just basing their opinion off of clips and not the whole, but that's working both ways. The people that are for Charlie Kirk, they're weeding out stuff in the clips as well. And the people that are against them are chopping and whatever the clips, that they want to feed to people. So that works both ways. You know what I'm saying?
It can work both ways. It absolutely can work both ways. And I'm not going to discredit what you've seen. What I've seen in this recent situation is not going both ways. I'm one person right now that you're speaking to, because I'm getting ready to show a clip right now that I don't see it as how you just said it, where I'm going to pick and choose through clips to feed my narrative. I'm literally saying I didn't agree with everything that he said. I'm literally saying I agree with some of the shit he said. I'm literally saying that I think everybody should base their opinions and their judgments off of something he said in its entirety, and to do your research before you say something or make a judgment that is false because you're just trying to feed a narrative. I'm not trying to feed a narrative. I'm concerned about my people, the blacks, me, you, us, my mama, my sisters, my son, all my nephews, my nieces, your kids, your grandkids, all of us. I'm concerned about us using clips to feed a narrative of tit for tat hating. You hate on me, I'm going to hate on you type shit, and I'm going to find a way to do it just to do it. If you hadn't been paying attention to Charlie Clark in the 10 plus years he's been doing what he's doing, then he was not that fucking horrible, because he did not find a way to affect your life. I've heard people sit up and say that he was incited. He needed to be taken out because he was inciting violence against black people and transgender and LGBTQ, blase. However, if that were true, how come it ain't happened? How come he's the only one that suffered any violence? He didn't start doing this 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. He's been doing this since he was 18 years old, which is 13 years, if I'm not mistaken, because he died at 31. So if it were true that he was inciting all this violence, why ain't we seeing all this violence that was directly related to Charlie Kirk? You see what I'm saying? When I
But
say
you do
no,
see
you don't. No, you don't. What you see is people who already been feeling the way they've been feeling, doing what they already been doing. Ain't nothing. The numbers ain't went up. It ain't never lynching slowed down magnificently to a snail's crawl, but it didn't disappear. It didn't disappear. It was still happening before Charlie Clark was born. Charlie Kirk, excuse me, was born. While he started doing whatever he doing, he didn't make nothing tick up. He didn't make no white folks go running out and the white tee folks go running out in the street shooting at niggas. I'm sorry, that's just not freaking true. Now, what I can say is now hear me on this. What I can say that the verbal violence that we've seen in recent years to the and I'm a speak it proud and say it loud, man. I fuck with Trump. I'm sorry, I fuck with Trump. However, I don't think he's perfect, and I will say that I think that a lot of this verbal violence started when he came down that damn escalator. I think it started with him. I think the problem is, like I'm saying with what's going on right now, I think the problem is that everybody want to meet bullshit with bullshit and nobody's trying to find a solution. And if we keep meeting bullshit with bullshit, then guess what's going to happen in this country, which is looking like we getting closer and closer to, which is a freaking civil war. Because nobody wants to be the bigger person and try to find a different way to deal with what the fuck is going on. Nobody wants to stand up and be a prominent figure and speak about unity for all of us as Americans without, because Trump can say it, the Democrats, whomever can say it, but in the midst of them saying we all need to be together, they throw in, but we got to make sure we get out these motherfucking what do you call them? They rapists and drug dealers and killers. You got to get rid of them motherfuckers, and they always throw in something that lets you know that they're not completely trying to walk down the middle. They leaning on one side or the other. So I do believe that Trump started that verbal violence that led to Democrats in return doing the same damn thing. And now everybody trying to one up each other on who's more verbally violent, to the point that now motherfuckers is trying to push niggas in the street to see who can be more physically violent.
Yeah, and see, I don't, and that's another thing I'm over is the blue, the red, the Republican and Democrat. It's racist Democrats that's whites. It's racist Republicans that's whites. And see, that's what I'm saying. People just so quick to generalize and all this who you voting for and who you that is turned into, like, it's almost like in these countries, some Slovakia versus whatever. The United States shouldn't be about that. This is all, and again, that was my next point, because I was going to bring up the president, their president, whatever. And you're right.
Our president.
We saw. No, he ain't okay, but that's
he
what
is.
we saw.
You live in this country, and you are subjected to what the fuck he got to put down.
And that's what we
saw. Your president, whether you like it or not.
And that's what we saw. Not that racism didn't exist, not that whatever, like you said, but we saw an uptick of visible displays, not just verbal. People just the Karen, all that shit. People got a lot more comfortable and a lot more loose with speaking up, because the leader of the free world is on television and he's doing it and he's whatever. And so now people feel like, well, shit, if he can get up there and say whatever, and we can pump our fist to him, then we could go out here and just do and say any damn thing. And
I agree with you there.
It's the same with I still stand on the fact that a white Caucasian male murdered their guy
Yep.
So
He
what
did.
the fuck are they showing? What the fuck are they turning this shit on us for? It wasn't and
Be,
I. If
okay, I don't want to cut you off, but let me speak. Let
a
me
black
say
man
this.
murdered him, then okay, whatever, fine. You want to turn it into that? What the fuck does this young white boy killing a white man? Why did that cause the neo-Nazis to show up on Figueroa yesterday in Hoover Criminal Hood, where they was ran the fuck off, and start marching and talking about white power and all this shit in our community? For what? Y'all, again, for us to be the most, black people are the most civilized people. I'm not even talking about amongst each other. I don't want to get into that. Black people just want to be left. We are the most, and that's part of our problem as far as I'm concerned. That we so quick to embrace these people. As long as you could come to the barbecue, you can whatever. If you know how to dance, talk a certain way, make some potato salad. If you white, that's where we went wrong, because it's not the welcoming is not. It don't work both ways, and that's what black people need to understand. Why we so quick to fit in with white society and get their approval, and let them come to the barbecue. Because they know how to dance like a nigga and all of that. I see that online all the time. Auntie could come to that ain't your fucking auntie. That's a white woman that could dance a little bit and y'all inviting her to the barbecue. If them niggas if them white folks see you on TV twerking like you said, or doing whatever, they're not gonna be like, oh, they could come to the barbecue. You're not wanted there.
That's not true. I have plenty of white friends.
I'm
And they don't expect me to twerk. But look, I don't want to get into the I don't want to get too minute about what we're talking about on such small levels, because I do believe that our compassion as black people is what should heal the world. I believe our compassion, our open and willingness to accept people if they're willing to be acceptable is a thing that should be universal, and it would heal our land. It would literally heal our land if we were more compassionate towards each other and not looking to point out so many differences. However, I do understand that a lot of black people are, number one, riding on things they never experienced and won't give other people a chance. And that's your right. That's your right. Because if you don't trust these motherfuckers, you just don't trust them. That's up to you, because it's really up to them to prove that they should be trusted. But I don't think it's the average white person that needs to prove that they can be trusted. I think it's our white government that needs to prove that they can be trusted. And that was the point that Charlie Kirk was making about why he was Second Amendment, First Amendment rights, free speech, and the right to bear arms, because you can't completely trust the government. And when he spoke on casualties of having guns in the public are going to happen, he wasn't speaking on it as saying he didn't care that anybody randomly here or there got shot. He's saying that that's the same cost you pay, just like with cars. You want a car, you can have a car. But having a car means here and there, some people are going to have accidents, and some people may die in those accidents with having cars. We can set speed limits. We can have a driver's license. We can do all of those things, but you can't 100% prevent car accidents once you put cars on the road. But cars are necessary for us to get to and fro where we need to go in a timely manner. So he was saying that about guns, not saying I don't give a fuck if anybody ever get murked innocently by a gun or by a person with a gun. He was saying that that's just something that kind of gonna come along with it here and there for us to protect ourselves from the freaking government. So I'm just trying to put it in context. I'm not saying you still even have to agree with that. But that's the actual full context of what he was saying. He was not saying, oh, I don't give a fuck if anybody get killed here and there. I just want to be able to have my gun and be as I want a gun. No, he's saying that the people need to be able to protect themselves in the event that the government runs rampant and turns against its own citizens. And that's somewhere we can talk about that's actually kind of relevant right now, because you see our government trying to put National Guard in certain cities to basically control them, which I don't know if I'm in agreement or disagreement about that. I'm kind of on the fence about it, because I do believe it's a whole lot of too much shit going on in some cities. But at the same time, I don't know how you explain this, because it's like you would think that the people who live in those cities would be the ones in the uproar and would invite more some type of authority action to calm down the violence, because it's everybody's safety that's in jeopardy. Just because you fighting with Ray Ray across the street and you want to kill Ray Ray, I'm not safe, because instead of you walking up to Ray Ray and fighting him, shooting him directly point blank, you want to drive down the street and just spray up the whole damn street, and you don't care who gets shot. But you can say I was trying to get Ray Ray. But in the midst of you trying to get Ray Ray, you ain't got Ray Ray, but you got Maria's little girl, and you got Lakeisha's little boy, and you got my grandmama sitting up in there. She was just watching Jeopardy, and boop, bullet in the head. So what I'm just trying to get people to do more is open their mind to see more of what's going on, and not just they one little piece of what they think. And you had said something else. You have to say it again that I want to speak on to help you see where my perspective is coming from. Because, like I said, just all the way back to the celebrating his murder, just in your spiritual walk as Black folks. Oh, that's what I want to say. Just like not get involved in it. That's what I wanted to say, though. I also don't, when you said, they want to come for Black folks and they want to get mad at us, and people are thinking that it's a guy that got lynched, I think it was yesterday, or they don't know if he got lynched. They saying he was hanging from a tree, but they saying that they don't know if it was suicide or if it was lynching. We know 9 times out of 10 what it really was, but they trying to blame it on Charlie Kirk, and that the people, that the YTs are ready to start retaliating and they coming for Black people. Well, I'm gonna say this: if Black people didn't get up and get involved in this shit, they wouldn't be they would have to find another way to make us the fucking scapegoat. Of course they're looking for somebody to blame, because of course they don't want to blame their own. Of course they don't. Of course. Do you want to blame your own? Let's talk about, when we talk about Black on Black violence. Do we want to blame our own?
Yes.
Have we not been scooting that motherfucking issue down the road and kicking it down the road because we are avoiding that conversation with each other? No. It's the same thing with them. So only thing is they got something that we don't got, which is numbers, and that special little way that they can wiggle out of some shit when they wrong as fuck. That special little kind of way they can wiggle out of some shit. That's some shit we don't have. So of course, so when they don't want to blame themselves for what, or point the finger at themselves, or look at themselves for what the fuck is going on, they're going to look for a scapegoat. We have always been everybody's favorite scapegoat. So my whole thing was with my people is, not only is it just pure decency to just not even say, if you ain't got nothing good to say about something like that or death, don't say nothing at all. But on top of that, saying all of this shit gives them direct boot. We wanted to blame somebody anyway, and so y'all say with they racial undertones, we half-ass don't like you niggas anyway, so why the fuck not go ahead and take it out on y'all? All I'm saying is, I think that shit has been going on all year when the immigrants, not just Mexicans in LA, the Mexicans and the Asians, when ICE start popping up everywhere, they come running to the internet and in the streets talking about how come black people are not standing up for us. Where are the black people? Y'all don't care about us. But they want us in the streets to fight their battle. Same thing when it comes to it was something else that was going on, and they jumped on the internet again. Why aren't black people saying anything? Why aren't black people getting involved? This and that and that. So I feel like this situation is the same. I feel like we should just stay out of it. If you don't care, just don't say nothing, because they looking to come towards us, and they've been trying to get us out there in them streets so that they can take our motherfucking asses all the way the fuck out, and they will have a perfect excuse for why they did it. Just like they can rewrite history right now. If you guys aren't paying attention, history is being rewritten right in front of our face. In 50 years, if y'all don't know how to read and y'all half-ass don't exist, there won't be no Martin Luther King that was this great man and a martyr. It will be Charlie Kirk. They literally are pulling a us on us. And we falling for it. That's where I'm coming from when I'm like, hey, y'all, come on. Why are we even in this? So what he so-called said, or from a clip, or what you think it was, or this and that and that. Why are we even the fuck involved? Why is it so important for us to let everybody know that we don't care? It's not necessary. It doesn't help, and it increases the target that's on our back. Because, baby, if a man can just walk up and get on a roof and wait until he get a perfect opportunity and take a white person out, they not going to get on no roof and hide when they start taking us out. They just going to just start popping. Pop, 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 pop. So are we ready for that? Because if we ready to stand up and do what we got to do to finally, for once, get our equal footing in this country, and we also have to do it by way of violence, then let's fucking go. If that's what we gonna do. But if we just gonna be on the internet talking, what sense do it make? That's my question. What sense does it make?
Okay. So again,
well, I mean, go ahead.
I mean, so again, it's just a classic case of take it on the chin, shut the fuck up, don't say nothing.
I mean, but what?
Because they might. I mean, it can't be
but
both ways.
No.
Hold on, I let you talk.
What are we taking on the chin? No, but tell me, what are we taking on the chin?
Because again, we have to listen to all the rhetoric and bullshit, and just for the sake of peace, and we don't want them to start fucking with us. We should just be quiet. I mean, that's basically
it. Ain't that? It ain't that. I said, if y'all ready to get out in them streets, let's go. But if you're not ready, why are we involving ourselves in some shit?
It's a bit contradictory, because all I keep hearing is no man deserved to lose his life over his right of freedom of speech and opinion. But what you just said is, niggas, y'all may lose y'all life, shut the fuck up, and they would have a rightful excuse, because obviously it's okay for us to lose our lives over our opinion.
No, let me clarify. Say what the fuck y'all want to say. Do what the fuck you want to do. Are you ready for the consequences?
I don't know who's ready. Shit.
Just like y'all want to say, no, you're sounding hypocritical now, because just like you want to say Charlie Kirk. I don't know why I want to call that man Clark. Just like you want to say, got people out there that want to say, oh, he deserved it and he this and that. You got the right to say what the fuck you want to say. But they can turn around and say, well, you said some shit I didn't like and now you deserve it. Now
and they
you
do, and they can.
what I'm saying is say what you want to say if you ready to be out there with the shit. If it's not necessary, why? I'm just looking for if it's not necessary, why? Why? Because you
okay, so
can.
why should I
Okay.
have why can't I express myself without
You
wanting to be
can.
with the shit?
You can. You
See, that's what
can.
I'm saying. Like
You
everything
can. But
we
you
just
can.
we just condemn the violence that was taking place upon this man for saying what he wants to say.
No.
But then I'm supposed to if I'm not ready to get shot, I should just be quiet.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if it's not necessary, what the fuck is the point? Why? Just like this man said, okay, excuse me, Ronnie Rosales. I don't know what y'all looking for. I'm just speaking to my people about what I see my people doing. And if you guys aren't looking in regards to color, but y'all going after hate, it's still the same thing. If my people are involving themselves in some hate bullshit, then it's still my people that I gotta be worried about. Because it's not that I'm saying we supposed to be scared. I'm just saying, like, hey, if Charlie, if verbal violence is leading to physical violence, then y'all must be ready for the physical violence. If y'all just want to jump out there with this verbal violence with the rest of the motherfuckers, which means, hey, it must be time for us to go on and get it cracking. That's all I'm saying. That just like you're saying, they saying that he deserved this, then why wouldn't we deserve whatever too? It's gonna go both ways.
No, I didn't say that. I said these people.
I'm not telling you to shut up. You can say what the fuck you want to say. But like if y'all can sit up and say that he had consequences for what he said, and that's why you don't like him, because those are consequences. You sit up saying I didn't like him from the shit he said on his clips.
Yeah,
Even with you talking about this man's whole life. He got his whole life. He was on this earth 31 years. And y'all talking about how much y'all don't care about him and his 31 years of life all over 30 seconds of a clip.
This is the same. And again, I had somebody on my own domino team. I'm not even gonna call her name. I don't know that she's new, but she got on her Facebook and said something about questioning everybody's salvation and questioning and I keep hearing y'all, or not you, but you kind of said it too, about what's the godly thing and okay. So let's go to this Kirk guy and see again. I think people are misconstruing people not caring or people pointing out his shortcomings or his past or whatever as saying that he deserved it. Again, if some people are saying that, then that's not cool. I don't think anybody deserves to die because they saying fuck black people, fuck Asians, fuck. That's your opinion. It don't move me neither way. I don't care. Right. But I feel like it's. I think people are pointing it out and saying these type of things because of people have made this guy out to be. All we keep hearing in his death was father, husband, Christian, and all of this. So if y'all want to attack black people and call and question their relationship with God and say that they're not human or they're not being a good human or whatever, this man of God is the same man of God who, when Nancy Pelosi's husband, their house got broken into and he got beat damn near to death with a hammer, said that a patriot should bail the person that did that out, shit like that. Like, come on, dog. So this is the same guy that when his time comes, that people are just going, oh God, poor Charlie. Poor Charlie.
I got you.
Come on, it don't work like that.
I got you. Well,
the same man that said Joy Reid.
I don't know. It's still to me. and this is just me, Gerald. For me, once a person passes away, it's done. For me, I mean, I'm not saying I understand where you're coming from, and you're actually not wrong. I do get you what you're saying, but I'm still not going to say that he deserved to be murdered. I'm not going to celebrate it. I would choose to, if I just felt like melancholy about it, I would just refrain from anything. But that's just me. I'm not saying nobody else. This is why I say I like the dialogue. I wanted to hear you all the way out. Because we're not as far apart as you think we are. There's just a couple things that maybe you would do that I wouldn't do, but that's okay. That's okay. Because I do understand what you're saying about what he said about Nancy Pelosi's husband. And I do know that was all him caught up on political bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That was a pure political statement. That wasn't something, I mean, even though it's still attached to his heart, it still comes with, you know, who he is as a person, or was as a person. My thing is, with my original question back to when I was talking about why black people are getting in it and why we didn't say nothing when he was alive. If you knew about him saying those type of things when he was alive, and he gave an open invitation for you to come, all these people, because all these people ain't just found out about Charlie Kirk yesterday. A lot of people knew about Charlie Kirk motherfucking ass. A lot of people. But instead of going to the open invitation to have a conversation with him and then leaving it right there, when we get finished, you know, like, not to say you ain't nobody to me like that, but I'm saying in general, when we get finished hashing our little shit or talking about what we talking about, I'm going to go on about my little merry way and live my life, and you're going to go on about your merry way and live your little life until we meet again. You know what I'm saying? And talk about some more shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I say some shit can be just left right there. It's like, okay, that's what that was. That's what he was. Leave that there. Leave that for the people that he's dealing with. And why are we so quick to be like, if we didn't know nothing about him yesterday, why do we care to let everybody know that we don't care today? And all I'm saying is just it doesn't add up. And for my people, I just don't understand why we give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, but okay. And so again,
why do we give a fuck? If he's so racist, why do we give a fuck?
If we all Americans, like people say, we all America, and if you're something going on in America that you don't like, you have every right. Just like the leader of the free world, who's very much American, who's leading the American government, gets up there and he voices about the Hispanics, the blacks, the YNs of Chicago are born to be criminals, just ignorant, stupid shit. Okay, and again, we just supposed to eat that, and we supposed to whatever. So when the narrative is pushed to the American people by the American media and the Charlie Kirk supporters that this guy was some kind of hero, and this guy was such a great guy, and oh God, why did they take him out and all that? Again, I'm not condoning his death. People, human nature is just, it's like when somebody keep telling you black licorice is good. I got a right to say black licorice tastes like shit, bro. And nobody should feel no kind of way about it. That's my opinion.
I understand that.
And to me,
but my thing is, why wouldn't it be something more along the lines of, I don't like black licorice, you like black licorice, and so don't give me no black licorice. But me and you can still kick it. Just because you eat black licorice don't mean I gotta eat black licorice. How come it can't be just that freaking simple? Because again, what I'm saying is people are judging, and like I said, let me take you in particular out of it. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the what we going to call Beyonce's motherfucking worldwide internet. I'm talking to all the people that's on the internet, and the people I ain't gonna name nobody's names, but the people that hit my motherfucking line personally to celebrate his death. And when I said, no, I'm cool on that, got mad at me. I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying, hey, I ain't about that life. I ain't about that life. because
And what they
you
like.
when you judge somebody, because this is why I put up Robert Kelso's comment. I don't want to judge nobody's entire life on no 30-second clip because a motherfucker did other shit too. Because he was an advocate for God, Jesus, family, country. Because I do believe in being a patriot. All black people don't believe in patriotism. I believe in patriotism because I ain't going nowhere. I was born here. Everybody in my family that I ever knew or ever heard from or heard about, and we do our family reunions and we do research on our history. Everybody that I freaking know that's in my family been on this motherfucking soil from forever ago. So I'm a fucking patriot to this soil. No, whoever's running the government is just who's running the government. I gotta deal with it and work within it. I ain't going nowhere. I'm not going to Africa because I ain't from Africa. I ain't going to Canada. I ain't running away from my homeland. So I'm gonna deal with what's happening on my soil. Whether I like it or not, or in the middle, this where I'm at. But my thing is, like I said, all of this, oh, we're just going to say he was such a fucked up ass person and come to these conclusions off of clips. It seems disingenuous to me. Because I also, just like Kelso says on this, he says, I've listened to Charlie Kirk for years. And if you listen to what he says, most of it, he's saying everything. I would say most of it is about saving people and church and start having church be a bigger role in our life. I cannot disagree with that, and because that is true. Now, because his worldview or base may have some racial undertones to it, hell, whose doesn't? When we talk as black people, we have racial undertones to our stupid shit too. But it doesn't mean you judge me in my entirety over one thing that I fucking said here or there. And when you take it out of context, like I said, I watched him here and there and even more because I'm a political junkie. I'm not this podcast shit started with Jerome idea about talking about relationships and shit. So that fueled me to do more paying attention to other people's podcasts, other topics, things that's going on in the world, even more than I already was because I'm a political junkie. I just love politics. I should have went into political science, but I didn't. But neither here nor there. I love politics. So I already knew about Charlie Kirk. I would hear, I would listen to it maybe here, there, this and that, whatever. Not everything that he said I fucking agree with, but I can say that the majority of it, I did. The majority of it wasn't wrong because when they say that he said about something about black men, what he said about black men, yeah, it came off, like you say, the delivery comes off fucked up because he's like, yeah, if I say, yeah, because y'all should just stop running around shooting everybody and having babies everywhere and go ahead and go back to church and raise a family and let's get it together. All a nigga gonna hear is he judging me, he trying to calm down, all we do is run around shooting a motherfucker. Instead of saying like, yeah, well, nigga, you might be exaggerating on that everybody shooting a motherfucker part, but you are right. We should probably be getting more back towards God, family, love. You know what I'm saying? And it's no different than anything that I would fucking say to black men or have already fucking said. So why does it make him evil and I'm not evil? Why is it not accepted from him? Because he live in this society with black people too.
So here's my thing when I hear people say that, and again, I'm not saying that this guy was just all bad, whatever, because I don't know enough about him. But what I will say, and this is my opinion, and I wholeheartedly believe it, is that it's not enough for people justification of saying that this was a great man because he was a man of God, or he spoke about family, or he whatever. God has been used in so many atrocities. God is used in the Middle East, bombing each other, having suicide bombing. God has been used by Charlie Manson. God has been used by Waco, Jim Jones, drinking the Kool-Aid. God has been used. So we all of this, he's a man of God. Your message, just because it includes God, doesn't mean that it's godly. Okay? Same way where you hear, let's keep it simple. I watch a lot of gang podcasts. I'm from LA, whatever interests me,
Thug life.
And you got these dudes on the, and you got these dudes. I hear these Crips and Bloods go in there and say, just because we out there, whatever, don't mean we don't go to church, believe in God, or love our grandmama and all that. Again, you're still doing wrong. So let's stop using God as an excuse or a some kind of shield to act like you're fucked up, but you was talking about God and you do go to church and you whatever. Because again, God and religion and all of that has been used against us specifically since the beginning of time. People were led to believe that God wanted you to be enslaved. God wanted y'all to be getting whipped. God wanted y'all to be. The white man has used this for ages. So we can't sit up there and just dumb it down and simplify it to where, well, Charlie Kirk, he wasn't all bad because he talked about God. He talked about religion. He talked about family. He talked about spirituality. Okay, okay. And again, that's why I say that his message was effective and was more digestible, because it wasn't just fuck niggas, whatever. This man had white supremacist and Christian nationalist ideologies that he spewed on his audience, and nobody could deny that. So when I hear a black woman, and I know you're a black woman, so you may take it it disgusts me that this white man can say Joy Reid, Michelle Obama, Sheila Jackson Lee, and Kajani Brown Jackson. He specifically used it and say black women do not, and I quote, this ain't some shit, this ain't a clip. Black women do not have the brain power to be taken seriously.
That was the one thing I heard him say. He also
condemned the Democrats.
And I was like, wow.
This is also, then here we go with this Republican and Democrat shit. When it's racist Democrat. I mean, that's not all Democrats, white Democrats like black people. So that's why, again, when people start pushing that stupid narrative, I'm like, it's not just as simple as Democrat, red and blue states and all of this shit and everybody. No, this man, Charlie Kirk, and I quote him, he condemned the Democrats for supposedly wanting to make the U.S. less white. Does that sound like a man of God? Does that sound like a man that people should be taking seriously and following and thinking that he's for change and to create dialogue? There's no separation in church and state. Again, that was his quote. He's using church again to say them evil Democrats, they're trying to make the United States less white. They're trying to wipe out the white population. Y'all don't need to go for this. God, because that's not what God intended. Come on, we can't just say this man was just godly like that. Like, I'm not buying that. I mean, God, like I said,
I'm not selling it.
And God is used by black, and it works both ways. God, black pastors, and I'm not, because we talking about Charlie Kirk, but since we talking about God and giving a man a benefit of the doubt, black pastors and black people are just as guilty. They use God every day at the church, Bethany Baptist on Figueroa and 89 to do whatever they doing. And make niggas think, oh.
Come on.
So, I mean.
Come on with it. I agree. I agree.
We can't just dog Charlie Kirk because he did talk about God. Okay, yeah. And in the midst of him talking about God and sprinkling in God.
And see, that's where I keep saying that apparently y'all motherfuckers don't hear what I'm saying. I didn't say that he was the greatest motherfucker. I said that just as much fucked up shit he said to me more good shit. Now that's my opinion, but at the end of the day, everybody is doing it. And I'm not speaking directly to you because you say you ain't celebrating it. But for the people who are out there, because that was the original thing that sparked my motherfucking interest, was the fact that people were celebrating his death based on just one part. And there is no proof that he's a Jim Jones using it for anything other than what he said he was using God for. Show me I just want to see the proof where he was trying to influence motherfuckers to go do anything negative, anything violent, to the point where his death, in the manner in which he was murdered, is something to be celebrated, applauded, that prompts anybody to say, oh, well, that's what he get. I don't care. I don't see it. I just don't see it. And
Okay,
I'm not the one saying that he's the greatest man on this planet, that he was this and he was that. I'm just going off of what I saw as much as was put out there in its entirety to see if I got the feeling that he was more fucked up than not. We all have our biases. We live in a country that was groomed and created for whitey people. Okay? So let's not pretend like we living in some type of fog or a bubble and don't realize that people are going to have their own underlying biases. What I'm saying is that is a person trying to be more positive than negative, regardless of their biases.
Yeah,
so
and
if you feel like what he was saying was more negative, that's your right. I appreciate you being here to explain to me where your perspective is coming from, whether I agree with it or not. You have your right. The entirety of this situation is all about whether or not you deserve to be murked for what you got to say.
Right. And I think it speaks volumes to touch on your point about, well, he didn't influence. I think the shit that you see in someone's death speaks high volumes as to the mindset of the people that followed him. And my point is,
but it's people that followed him.
Let me finish. Because when you start saying, okay, for instance, and these are their words, this is not me. You silenced him, and now people are saying you got to deal with it. It's a million of I am Charlie Kirk. So if a person was such this,
I am Sandra Bland.
If this person was such a, you talking about some, okay. If this person was such this person that his followers thought was such a whatever, then how then they would honor him as such in his death and say, well, Charlie wouldn't want us to be, and Charlie would, but Charlie was with that. And so now people are saying, well,
where's the proof?
Let me finish. Y'all took him. You look at the fucking news. I mean,
those are what those people, not everybody is deciding to be violent that followed him. Not everybody who followed him is deciding to be on some murder, death, kill shit or some tit for tat shit. Not everybody. But it's because it's enough on both sides that's saying the same shit. But at the end of the day, that's just like saying, well, let's just throw the whole Bible away as well, because all kind of people read the Bible and interpret it in all kind of different ways. That's how come you got 18 million different religions. You can't blame this man for what somebody else took from what he said and they want to go run and do shit. And the funny thing is, let's just talk about that part. Because I told you, I acknowledge that I believe Uncle Daddy Trump motherfucker kicked this motherfucking verbal violence off when he first got in. I'm talking about the first time around, not this time, and not in the 4 years that Biden was in the middle. In the very beginning, when he slid his ass down that motherfucking escalator, and he got up there and he started calling motherfuckers little Marco Rubio and your daddy was a this and certain this motherfucker that and they rapists and the killers and they murderers. He the one started that verbal vitriol, and I'm not gonna back down from that. However, when motherfuckers start meeting fire with fire, the other motherfucking side turned around and said that because of the shit he was saying caused the whole insurrection on the Capitol, right? And as black people, even then, all that shit, we just sat back and laughed. We just sat back like, hey, look at these motherfuckers and their cousins.
I didn't laugh. It wasn't
Just
funny.
sat back and laughed. It wasn't funny, but it was funny. It was funny because it was like, damn, they say that we sold this and now they doing the same shit. Like, wow, that's funny. That's like satire. So at the end of the day, though, what I'm saying is he started that shit. So the other side, the Dems, they picked it up when he got put out of office and he didn't win the next election and he was down. They picked it up and his words started this, started that. He's a Nazi. He's a that. He's a dictator. He want to be this. He want to be that. Wow, y'all should be in fear. We can't have it. We can't have it. We can't have it. We can't have it. Right? Now, come full circle, Charlie Kirk gets murdered over what they say is his words because the shit he was saying, right? Now, all them same people that said Donald Trump's words incited insurrection are now saying, well, we didn't start that. We words don't make nobody do nothing. Words are innocent. That same woman, Nancy Pelosi, Jasmine Crockett, all of them who've been sitting up saying the same shit, spewing that same verbal violence, turn around. Now, no, words don't start nothing because now the blame done shipped back to them. You see how both sides is stupid?
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question. Do you, because again, I keep hearing
it's hypocrisy. Everybody's doing.
I keep
just
hearing
saying
the Dems, and I keep hearing the Dems and the Republicans.
The Dems and the
So
Republicans.
let me ask you this: Do you think
those are the motherfuckers that's fueling?
Do you think that? Let me ask
back
you
and
this:
forth between the citizens?
Do you think that all white people that identify with being Democrats are for black people?
Hell no.
Okay, so why do we keep saying?
Hell no.
Okay, so then why do we keep saying when Trump spewed his whatever, and then the Dems start matching this Dems and Republicans bullshit? Is you either on the side of godliness and humanity, or it can't. That's what I'm saying.
What are you listening to? What
I'm
are you
listening
hearing?
to you.
What I'm telling you,
you
you
keep
obviously
saying,
are not.
The
You're obviously
Dems
not. You're not. You're missing because you picking and choosing. That's why I say I don't like when y'all cherry pick shit. Because obviously you are, because you
said the Dems. You're dumbing it down to the Dems.
No, you're skipping the part where I said one motherfucker started it, a motherfucker picked it up. Now they're going back and forth on who actually is the one doing it. I'm saying both of them are
the
wrong.
Dems are spewing evil.
Both
Now
of
the
them.
Dems,
Now they retracting, and now
my
he
thing
retracted.
Is fuck the Dems and fuck the
We
Republicans.
We are the
because
citizens
not all
in
Dems
the
are
middle.
for white. Not all white Democrats are for black people.
And not all black people are for black people. What are you?
They're
saying?
not. But I'm
You're
tired
missing
of
my point.
I'm tired of the political aspect. I'm tired of the political shit, and that's the problem. We need to get to the human
political shit.
Fuck
Is
the
why
shit.
the human shit is getting fucked up because of the political shit. That's the point I'm making. The political shit that they doing back and forth from both sides to the other is like fucking tennis. You serve me up one, and then I'm gonna serve you up one harder, and then okay, you got me out. Okay, well now I got to step back and start over, and I'm gonna serve you one even harder and see if you can catch it. And we just really going back and forth, and we not doing nothing to meet up in the middle. Is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that unfortunately, most people are sheep. So when they pick a side, they ride or die with it, whether it's wrong or right. And both sides are trying to claim to be all the way right. The right is all the way claiming to be all the way right, and the left is claiming to be all the way right. Neither one of them, but both of them are doing the same stupid shit and unwilling to meet in the middle, which is the citizens. We are the middle. We are the ones that they should be supposed to be trying to make sure that we have the best country possible in the middle. But they too busy one-upping each other on political bullshit because it's money there. They don't care about us in the middle. They care about how much money they can get and how much money they can get and how much I can keep you. And the more I can keep more people over here, the more money I'm going to be able to accumulate. And it's no longer about this country being united. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Maybe I'm doing a poor job of it if you're thinking that I'm trying to be on one side or the other. I started this conversation off saying that my ass is directly in the middle. I am not a Republican or a Democrat. I withdrew my participation in either party because I do not see how either party is really trying to do and the best it really can for its citizens. Everybody is coming from some type of fucking angle. So when I say that all I care about really at this point is trying to understand my people, I'm trying to understand why we, of all the things that we could have gotten involved in, that we've been talking about, we sitting shit out all year. Why, of all things in the world, was this the thing that Black folks chose to involve themselves in and make their voices heard about? Because I don't see the benefit in it. I'm not saying you can't do it if you want to. And nothing's gonna happen to you. Do it if you want to. Ain't nothing about to happen. Just like this one man, Mr. Rosales said, it's not gonna turn into a civil war. I hope not. I hope not. Because I know my people ain't about to be scared. We're not scared and we're not running. I just don't see us being in a hurry for it. Like, I ain't in no hurry to be in no motherfucking race war over no goofy ass skin color. Who supposed to be better than who through skin color? I truly believe in my heart that if the powers that be and the racist YTs that are out there, as well as any other race that don't fuck with us as blacks, if they really was giving a good goddamn about this country and wanted to see it be the biggest and best motherfucking country in this world ever seen, they skipping on they pimping by trying to exclude us. We are the power. If we had an equal footing in this country the way that we should, nobody could touch us. Nobody. Not no country could do a goddamn thing. I think America is doing itself a disservice by trying their best to exclude us and eliminate us. And then we helping along by the little bullshit that we got, and you know how I feel about our in-house shit. Because I don't think we got the numbers to kill each other. You see what I'm saying? I just don't think we got the numbers. If it's just, and I'm not doing no real stats right now. I'm just doing a generalization. If you saying it's 1 million white tees in this country and it's 500,000 black people in this country, if we amongst ourselves take out 250,000 of us and they amongst themselves take out 250,000 of them, they still got 750,000 motherfuckers, and now we down to 250. I'm saying that I don't see how we need to keep our numbers up. We are allowing people to when I say we should be more family oriented and build and be proud, because in the black community motherfuckers ain't all that proud to have kids because it's all about money and kids is expensive and you ain't ready and grandma don't want to help and auntie don't want to give a fuck and uncles down, you did that, you laying up fucking and having kids. But we need to have kids. We need to keep our numbers up. But not to get too far off topic, I really believe that if the powers that be was in this country was really smart, they would stop fighting against us and they would bring us all into the fold so that we could be the biggest, baddest thing the world ever seen. The world would never, everybody would be bowing down at the United States feet if black people were included in the power structure, in financial success, in wholesome upbringings, where people thrive and flourish and begin to be creative again and build things. Because if you notice, that's why everybody looking for AI and another way of doing it, because they don't want our ideas anymore, because back in the day they could steal them and nobody knew. But now you can't steal a motherfucking thing from a nigga. So now they don't want nothing from a nigga. So now they want to figure out a way, how can we be creative without black people? Which is, they bad. That's they motherfucking bad. And I'm not saying all white tees, but I'm saying the power structures and the powers that be and the way this country is set the fuck up. Because that was something that Charlie Kirk, if I would have ever had a chance to talk to him and go to one of his debates, I would have been more on some clarifying some shit. You know what I'm saying? When he says shit like, if you born in America, you have every opportunity to succeed and this and that, whether you black, green, white, yellow, or blue. And that's absolutely just not true. Why is it not true? Because the system may be so-called set up fairly, but the people ain't fair. So if you got racist people in positions of power, that when they see your application and they read your name, why do you think a lot of people don't want their name to be Shanquisha or something? They change it. Or if they put on something, an application, something, they mark Caucasian or other. They don't mark black, because you automatically give somebody who might be in a position to be like, I don't like black people, to tell you no. So that's where I would have been able to get at Charlie Kirk and be like, yeah, there are opportunities, but there are impediments to our opportunities as well, by way of the little motherfuckers here and there sprinkled all through the motherfucker that do little sneaky little fucking shit that's never really ever checked, because nobody's going to check and ask you why you hired Becky instead of Sharita. They're just going to automatically assume, unless Sharita raise a big hell about it, they're just going to assume that Becky was just the most qualified motherfucker they seen. That's just all. And then they're going to keep on rolling and keep on rolling. So I would have challenged Charlie Kirk to understand something like that, that systemic racism absolutely exists. Yes, we may have all this shit in front of us, but we can't get to everything because we got barriers and put in place to keep us from getting there. Some people are able here and there, slide through the cracks, jump over. His argument was, well, if it was so impossible, how come you got black millionaires and black people? Some people do slip through the cracks. Some people do overcome some of the adversity, but not to the degree enough to where it actually eliminates the fact that systemic racism exists. That's where I would have challenged him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's coming from a worldview that has never had to experience those little bitty intricacies, I don't know how to fucking say it, but y'all know what I mean. That's where you challenge people and you enlighten them, especially when they have a platform that's welcoming for you to do so. And so that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not never riding against my people. All I'm trying to do is say to my people that, hey, if what they eat don't make you shit, if it ain't never affected you, and he been doing this shit for 10 plus years, if you ain't never heard nothing about him, keep it that way. Why get involved? And not because we scared of no war or no civil war or no nothing, or these folks, we ain't scared of shit, but out of the love of God. I'm just a godly person to a certain degree. I ain't perfect. But once the man passes away, no matter what the fuck he said, I'm done with it. I don't even talk about Martin Luther King. I don't even want to hear none of their goddamn documentaries where they want to bring up what kind of man he was later and this and that. That man is dead. So it don't even matter what kind of man he is. It ain't like nothing that he was talking about is permeating through existence right now today. Ain't nobody thinking about Martin Luther King. Unfortunately, fortunately, however you want to feel about it, ain't nobody thinking about Martin Luther King. So what does it matter what kind of man he was when he was alive? That was for his wife and his children to know what kind of man that he was, to the degree that we're going to judge and be worried about it. Rest in peace, Martin Luther King, because he got shot, I think, in the neck, too, in broad daylight, with his homies standing all around him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was fucked the fuck up.
I feel it matters because of the simple fact that, I don't know. Like I said,
it don't matter.
It matters because he's being pushed on the country as some kind of damn hero that we're all supposed to respect, and
it doesn't matter.
And all of that, and leave it up to Trump. Leave it up to Trump. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a fucking.
He's getting the presidential. He's getting the Presidential Medal of Freedom. No, oh yes, he's gonna get some.
More than that, it's gonna be Veterans Day, Martin Luther King Day, Charlie Kirk Day, Memorial Day, Labor Day, Christmas.
It sure is, but what that hurt us? Our situation don't change. What does it do for us? Nothing. Our situation doesn't change, and I would be willing to bet that if the people on the internet stop talking about Charlie Kirk, this shit will fade away. And we'll be on to the next topic, just like everything the fuck else. I think that shit is being exacerbated to be more than it is. Because not just blacks, like I said, I care about my people. But not just black people, all kind of people are running around dancing on this man's grave, and he ain't even in the ground yet. That's what's keeping this shit going.
As far as this so-called open invitation, come on, the reality of the world is some things people look at as some shit that they're not gonna win. See, because again, if people if people had done like you said, you said, well, where was he? Why didn't he gave an open invitation? We know how this works. Come on, we all done seen a situation where a black woman calls the police. And when they show up, they putting guns on her, and the white people robbed her. Like this idea, it's like saying that, well, if the KKK gave y'all an open invitation to all come to Mississippi and have a meeting and a kumbaya, why y'all didn't show up? Come on, dog. Let's be serious. Does that sound like that's a trap, or does that sound like that's safe? Does that sound like that's some shit that we should be partaking in? No. So yeah, if there was some black people, the black people that did show up and sprinkle in his crowds were people that supported him. If anything outside of that would have happened, the police would have been over there. It would have been tension. It would have been shit. It wouldn't have been this civilized dialogue that y'all think that this man, because his support, man, and then speaking of division, at some of these meetings, at some of these crowd gatherings, the people that have been challenging him weren't black. They was white, so they're divided
It
too.
was it was a few. That's why you gotta do a little more
I've seen
research.
3 damn. I'm come on, dog. You're not talking to no motherfucking dummy. Like, don't play me like that. Like, come on. I'm talking about the videos I've seen, and neither one of us have seen all of them. The video I watched 3 videos yesterday when a young white college student was sitting up there telling that man something about blacks and getting into college, and that man turned around and told that white boy, so my white self and my white sister is supposed to just whatever to let the black see. It was always that kind of talk. And then what they do, the same thing he do, what Trump did, when people accuse Trump of being whatever racist or whatever, what would he do? Oh, my blacks. And he'll point out 2 fat black women and act like they speak for all of Black America just because you got 2 black people in the crowd. And Charlie Kirk did the same thing to those 3 white people that I saw, 3 different videos.
I saw that video.
He brought up some black man. He brought up some black dude that was one of 5 in the crowd of thousands and said, "See, they support me." Man, cut that shit.
I saw that. I saw probably at least for the last 3 years, I think I've probably seen all of his videos. Definitely, maybe, probably about 3 years, because I was watching him when Biden was in office is when I think I discovered him. And then I saw what he was going towards and what he was doing once Trump was going in for re-election. And excuse me, my friend, I do not intend on talking to you like you stupid, because I don't think your ass is stupid, motherfucker.
No, but I'm saying we've seen white people beat up other white people at these so-called.
But that's what I'm saying.
So
it doesn't.
It's not. We show up.
Nothing.
Or you want us to go over here and go to his rallies because he gave us an open invitation.
Nothing.
What do you think that if 500 of us show up at a Charlie Kirk open invitation when he got 10,000 white folks out there cheering for him, and they see us coming and we just want to say, hey, we don't agree with you, Charlie. And them you're not American. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. It's gonna be that.
Then let it be what it's gonna be.
White people beating up other white people that didn't agree with Trump.
Let it be what it's gonna be then, though. But let it gonna be.
Why black people didn't show up? That's why they didn't.
Let it be what it's gonna be. Well, then why show up? Okay, so then why show up now though when he dead? That sounds like some scary ass coward shit.
Right, and it's
the way you just put it. The way you just put it.
And we see it every day when these white people is doing the same thing. They're not showing up and calling us niggas in our face. They're getting on the internet too, on Twitter, on Elon Musk's Twitter, which allows you to just basically say any fucking thing. Hey. And they're like, "Fuck you, nigger."
Well, I guess I got my answer as to why y'all motherfuckers doing it. That's the best answer. You didn't even say that yesterday on the shit. You could have said that yesterday and we wouldn't even went back and forth all day long. You could have said that right there, because you know what? Fuck them.
You know who Tariq Nasheed is?
Yeah, I know who Tariq Nasheed is.
I listen to
him. And I don't listen to everything his ass got to say.
No, I mean, yeah.
Because they want you to just hate everybody that ain't black. And some of the black people.
And see that, and then there you go. And I'm gonna defend him like you defended. You're not listening to his full message. So anyway, right.
I am not.
There was a white man it was a white man that called me.
He said, if I like white people or if I even have a white friend, I'm going to tell him.
No, because somebody asked him a question yesterday because there was something, you know how people like to jump on Umar and all this, say he like what? They asked Tariq, he was like, I'm married, so this don't apply to me. But they had said, okay, Lord forbid your wife passes away tomorrow. Would you be, if you met the love of your life and she was white, would you marry her? Tariq Nasheed said, yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all not just like Tariq, when he called people tethers and all that, he's talking about the people that undermine black people and what black people have built and all of that, and try to be inclusive when they don't really want to be inclusive. It's like that's a whole other topic.
No, that is exactly what
that's a whole other topic with these Africans.
Is. But baby, I done heard him get loose with tether. I'll be like, now come on, Tariq. Now
Right.
that nigga,
And I
that
agree with
motherfucker
him.
not a tether. You getting a little too loose with
No,
it.
because I agree with him because I understand. Because at first I didn't even know the definition, but once I started really,
But it is a lot of tethers out there.
Because again,
And that's why I like to have a dialogue, because I need motherfuckers to understand I ain't no motherfucking tether. I'm not for nobody but us.
No,
I just love
you
love my people, and I do have the capacity to love people who are not my people.
Yeah, but you can't be
I'm
a
not.
tether. You're a Black American. You can't be a tether.
I'm
A tether
not
is the
fucking
people
crazy.
when people have benefited. This is the thing that Tyrese, and I agree. A tether is like tetherball. We've all played tetherball. It goes back and forth.
Right.
You whatever. The bottom line is people have all stood and benefited on the blood, sweat, and tears and the fight of Black people, whether we talking about these Haitians, these Jamaicans, these gays, white women. And that's another thing Black people got a problem with. Civil rights and all that. Civil rights all of that
white
started.
Women, but
Civil
they
rights
made us think it was for us, and they got us
Civil rights started with us, and then all of a sudden now it's the LGBT that is included. Now it's the mix. It's all these people, and but then again, like you said, when the Mexicans when they had their problem, the reason we used to get involved with the Mexicans' plight, we used to get involved with everybody's plight, because again, we're this compassionate people that since it was happening to us, we was willing to link arms and hold hands and say, yeah, let's whatever. But the reason why we didn't get involved in this ICE and all of this, most of us, and we shouldn't, is because it's never reciprocated. When it's when Black people have been gunned down and there's been Ferguson and you see white people, you might see Hispanic, but for the most part, them people ain't with us. So, but now the Mexicans, now they see how I feel to be alone and be like, well, why y'all not? Because it's first it's us and then it's gonna be y'all. No, it ain't. I'm from here. They can't deport me nowhere. The hell is you talking about? Don't use that mind game on us to try to make us feel guilty and make us feel whatever. But again, like he's saying, these so-called Black people that you never knew had all of this other blood in them until they accomplished something great. Now, Carmelo Anthony, the basketball player, nigga, nobody knew nothing about you being no motherfucking Puerto Rican the whole time. You had your hat to the back. You was with a lot like you was swagged out. You was from Brooklyn. You was a Baltimore nigga. You get inducted into the Hall of Fame. You put on a fake accent and say that this is for my Puerto Rican people. We did it. Nigga, Puerto Rican people didn't give a fuck about you until you did that. We supported you. We thought you was the coolest nigga walking. We thought your cornrows was fly. All that was nigga shit. But you get into the Hall of Fame, and all of a sudden you get up there and say, Puerto Rico.
I didn't see that, but goddamn. God, I'm gonna look. Don't think I'm not gonna look it up. I'm gonna look that.
And most of these other Black people that win a Grammy or whatever, they get up there and all of a sudden they something else. You're Busta Rhymes. You was a Nick. Busta Rhymes. You was a whole nigga the whole time. As soon as that BET gave you that I Am Hip Hop Icon Award or whatever, all of a sudden you was the biggest Jamaican walker.
I was so disappointed in Busta Rhymes. Now that
and your whole tribute performance had all these Jamaican singers.
I was like, wow.
And that's what we're saying. Like,
and that's why I say stand up on our shit.
And that's what I'm saying. You guys benefit and take advantage of being Black and Black culture and Black American culture and all the stuff we built, whether it's hip hop, fashion, any of that shit. But then when you make it to that peak or that mountaintop for you to celebrate Blacks, you're celebrating Puerto Rico, you're celebrating Cuba, you're celebrating Haiti, you're celebrating all of this shit that didn't make you who you were.
Right.
And that's a problem. So it's like you said, no disrespect to Africa, but I'm not African. I'm not African American. African American is some shit that they put on us. We done been 10 different names. Ain't nobody else in this country. The Asians, they ain't have 50 different. We've been Negro, colored, African American, Black,
mulattoes,
you name it, all of this shit.
niggas,
And that's because they want us to be just
everything
generic.
but a
They
child
just
of
want us
God.
to be defined as generic Africans that's just here in America. Like you said earlier, your people, if you trace them, all they are from this country. We didn't just appear out of nowhere. We was here before slavery. That's another thing. Cut this shit and
Cut the
acting like
shit.
black people just got here on a ship all of a sudden to America, and there was no black existence in America
Where the fuck is the ships at?
before Columbus and before all these other people.
All
Cut it out.
y'all preserve everything the fuck else. Y'all didn't preserve a ship to let us see the ships we was on. Nigga, we ain't been on no damn ship. It's been proven that you can't even travel that far across the goddamn water with that many people on no damn boat. It ain't gonna happen.
And like you said,
And they make it here alive? Nah, come on.
and like you brought up a good point earlier. If we don't get our shit together and do what we need to do, and like we need to speak, or we need to remind these people, because 50 years from now, like you said, we already see it. We got to the 50th year of hip hop, which was a black thing, to all of a sudden the Jamaicans saying that they invented it, the Puerto Ricans said that they invented it, and it's like the same shit they did with jazz, rock and roll. Rock and roll been around way before Elvis and Buddy Holly, but all of a sudden they're the faces of it. Jazz was considered
country.
Jazz,
They don't want
jazz,
Beyonce singing, making no country
album.
album.
If people know the history of jazz, jazz is considered such a considered such a classy, mellow, whatever art form. Now, go back to the history of when jazz first came out. White people despised jazz. They said it was the devil's music. It was brainwashing people. It was some seduction. It was some voodoo shit. People didn't understand jazz. But then all of a sudden, now, because they got involved and they got a Kenny G and whoever else the fuck going on, now all of a sudden jazz is just, it's not accepted until they get involved.
It just goes back to my point of when I said that's why they so geeked up about AI and pushing all this technology, because they need some kind of way to create something without needing black people for it. Because you goddamn right, they steal everything from us. And that's what I'm saying. If we gonna get out in these streets or on the internet and anywhere, we need to be talking about something that's gonna benefit us. It just don't seem like fucking worrying about Charlie Kirk, worrying about letting everybody know that you don't give a fuck about Charlie Kirk is like, who gives a fuck?
Man, look.
I
agree with you to a certain extent. I agree with you. Now, what I do agree with you to a certain extent, I agree with you. We black people, we got so much shit that we need to focus on, that all of this, and that's why they say
this shit could have passed us right on by.
All of the shit that gets on is a distraction from the real issue. And the media and the news is just notorious for
it. Horrible for it. Yeah.
They say, oh, drop that. Oh, these niggas is whatever. Drop that story down. Get these niggas on some other shit. And it works every time. You know what I'm saying? When black people need to focus on cleaning up your community, being a positive role model, getting your family structure back together. And again, when I say that, there's not all black people are just not doing shit, full of shit, don't work, single, leaving their kid. It's a lot of black people that take care of their family. It's a lot of black people doing positive things, going to school, being educated, starting business. But it's not, but again, like we talked about a while back when it got kind of, that's not what's promoted. It's what's promoted is the niggas, the YNs in Chicago doing whatever they're doing.
You heard the saying, the squeaky wheel gets the oil? The only problem is, we got a squeaky ass motherfucking wheel and we ain't oiling that motherfucker. Okay, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on exactly that. Like, I'm not gonna say F that man, but let that pass by, because we should be focused on something else. It don't have nothing to do with us. It don't have nothing to do with us. And you're hitting my point, the nail on the head for my point when I'm saying a distraction and bait. It just feels like to me all year, not saying they wasn't kind of kicking it up last year a little bit, but it seemed like for real, I can really recognize this year. It seemed like they doing everything in their power to get us out in them streets. And I personally just don't feel like Charlie Kirk should be the catalyst for why we get up out in them streets. Because that's what they've been trying to do. You just hit the nail on the head from where I'm coming from. You don't nobody give a fuck about us. But every time any other group has an issue, they calling on black people to support it. They're using our civil rights tactics, the protests, the sit-ins, all the things that we had started in the civil rights movement to try and equal our shit on, put our shit on an equal playing field in this country and get some laws that benefit us and protect us, as the same playbook that every other group used to further their agenda.
Right, and not to be disrespectful, but
And
it's
you
like
are so
the
right.
Asian, not to be disrespectful and downplay anything, but a couple Asians get beat up, and now they got
a whole law.
bill. They got a whole bill. Niggas been lynched, beat, whipped, all that, and yeah, they got a supposed hate crime law, but now that hate crime law went from for us to it includes gays, it includes Mexicans, Asians, all of these people, whatever. But again, a couple Asians got beat up, and they have a whole damn bill passed for them. We still don't have a bill.
Kamala Harris said it best. She said, and I quote, "I ain't doing nothing for black people. No. But what I am going to do is X, Y, and Z that will benefit everybody, which includes black people." Which means exactly what she said from the beginning. I ain't doing nothing for black people, because anytime you do something calling yourself it's supposed to be inclusive to everybody, everybody receive their benefits except for black people. Same thing I feel about DEI. If you do your research, they got black people out there screaming to the hills about how we need DEI, but DEI benefited white women more than anybody. But they didn't have to fight for DEI. They sat back and let you think as a black person that DEI is for you and you fight for it for me.
Exactly.
Period.
Everything that people are getting is built off the blood, sweat, and tears of us. We started it, we initiated it, and somehow, some way, we end up not even benefiting from the shit.
It's a cold game, ain't it? And you right, Derek. Derek, with your funny ass, you so crazy, but y'all still invite him to the barbecue, baby. I'm invited to they motherfucking.
I talked about that earlier. I said no, we not.
I'm invited to Cracker Barrel, baby. So just as much as and to be honest with you, I ain't
even that whole thing was a big old. They changed the logo, and all of a sudden, these people was up and it was just so weird. And Donald Trump said,
because it just goes back to what I said earlier. It's like they fucking pulling us on us. They doing everything we did, and they throwing it right back at us. Don't eliminate me. Don't destroy my heritage. You know what I'm saying? I need my this and that to remind my people of the great shit about us. They pulling us on us. And that's what I need to be seen, while motherfuckers needed to be so motherfucking relevant about how much they don't care about this nigga Charlie Kirk. Motherfuckers, they pulling us on us. They doing it right in front of our fucking face. And I'm just trying to enlighten y'all that your focus is in the wrong direction. Man, what do you think about Charlie Clark or Kirk? I don't know why I keep calling that man Clark. Whatever. I'm sorry.
Clark a million times.
A million. I've been saying it forever. I don't know what the Clark shit is, but anyway, Kirk. Maybe it's the way the letters Charlie Kirk, the C and the K, fucking me up. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But seriously, they're pulling the us on us. And they want us in them streets. I'm saying I'm down for getting in these streets. If I'm gonna send my son, I got a whole big ass motherfucking man, black man that I raised. But if I'm gonna send my baby out there to fight for us, I don't see Charlie Kirk being the reason. I don't see him being worth me sending my kid out there. Cause Charlie Kirk got shot. We gonna celebrate and start up this old shit and be with the fucking bullshit so we can get out in the streets and fight? Nah, I'll pass. I'm cool. Number one, on my spiritual, I ain't playing with death like that. I ain't playing with God like that. Number two, I ain't playing with my life or my child's life or my motherfucking family's life over Charlie Kirk. I'm not doing it. I don't even see how the fuck everybody up in the motherfucking running around acting like woo whoop and like let them motherfuckers. Like I said, it was a little black girl who is so, you talking about being radicalized and white people getting radicalized behind Charlie Kirk. What about our kids getting radicalized on some bullshit? Our little sister just motherfucking lost her entire college career and got to go figure out something else, all because she felt so, she was so radicalized and excited about it celebrating Charlie Kirk's death that she got a whole bullhorn and got up in them people's face at a vigil and was like, your man is dead. He got shot in the head. Ha ha ha. Girl, you should have been somewhere in class.
And whoever is the director or chancellor at Spelman, Clark, whatever, need to get that girl a full ride scholarship and say, "Come get your education here."
But is she?
We don't need them.
This not our America. Oh yeah,
No,
okay.
no,
My bad. No. My bad. I missed what you were saying. I just caught up to what you were saying. Right. If we really for each other the way we supposed to be for each other, you goddamn right. Any one of these black institutions, HBCUs, somebody should go pick her up and say, "Baby, your future is not over.
Exactly.
You're not about to go work at Taco Bell. Don't worry about it, baby. We got you."
Right. Come get it. Come get educated.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I'm sorry for that. I missed.
But I briefly saw. I kind of saw about it, but I didn't read about what school did she go to?
Shit, I don't know. I can look it up though.
Because I know there's been some people that have lost their jobs, and it's been white people too. It ain't just
a lot of people. That's why I say a lot of people. It ain't just black people. I'm just saying that I directed my conversation to my people because it's just like that's y'all the ones that I care about first. Like, why are we doing this? Can y'all explain to me why we doing this? Because if you make it make sense, hey, I'm with you. Because if it's got a purpose and it's gonna move us forward in some kind of way, I am with the shit. But if it's not, I don't want to waste none of our precious time, lives, prosperity, or anything on it, or lose anything on it. So let me look this up.
And how did you end up doing the show alone? I mean, I'm glad because I wouldn't have lasted this long. But I'm just curious. I would have been going 2 hours.
Wait a minute. Do you know who my co-host is? What? How did I do it alone? Because I don't like I say, I even though I know Jerome talk behind my back. Because he know I'll say it to his motherfucking face, regardless. But he being Jerome. Just Jerome will say he doing something and then turn around and don't do it. But I talked to him earlier and he said he was gonna be here. He the one even actually set up the platform. He set up the StreamYard. So when I came in, I thought he was gonna be here too. So when I hit him up, He was like, he had his grandbabies. So
Okay, I was just
either
curious.
way it go, my people always tell me that I can still do the show whether he's there or not. Like, you can still do the show. Like, I don't even know why you don't think people will watch you and talk to you without Jerome. And it's not that. I don't think that. I don't know. I like the dynamic me and Jerome have. Like, I like the dynamic me and you have. You know what I'm saying? I like the back and forth. I like the, everything. And then the fact that at the end of the day, we can laugh. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can go back and forth, but then slide in a joke and key. You know what I'm saying? To get it, and we gonna be all right. But we don't always agree. We can banter. I like that about me and Jerome as well. You know what I'm saying? I like that shit. I like when I think he like when he pissed me off, and I definitely know I like when I piss him off. And then I also like when we agree on some shit and can have and like really have a great dialogue and get something accomplished. I like the whole shit. So, and then on top of that, I wasn't doing podcasts or social media before we started the shit. So I'm kind of just used to him. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
that's all, but no shade on that.
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I have been stimulated by more ways than one. Okay, this ain't Center After Dark. Let me see. But I have been intellectually stimulated and physically stimulated.
Boy, I can't stand you. We live.
So I appreciate the time we've had together.
Thank California weather.
You look amazing.
Thank you. Thank the California weather, because if it's hot, I ain't gonna have on shit. I'm from LA, baby, and we don't wear a whole lot of clothes, and it's hot. So I ain't even.
Okay.
I told myself that I was gonna start wearing full shirts all the time, anytime I do a show. But you know what? Fuck that. I ain't scared of my skin. I'm not scared of what nobody talking about. I'm not thirsty. I ain't trying to get no man through this internet and none of that. I'm not insecure. I don't have low self-esteem. Fuck it. It's hot. And so if it entertains y'all for me to be cool, enjoy.
Okay.
Enjoy. I'm not mad.
And you're doing good, because that thing it fits about 85%. It's still kind of. All right, we live, like you said.
No, let's watch this shit right quick, so you can see if they talk about, say, wherever it is, wherever little mama came from, because I don't know.
Oh yeah. I'm curious to see what her situation is.
Yo, homie dead. Homie dead. He got shot in the head.
Oh my God.
Yep, homie dead.
Evil is real, people, and it kind of looks like that.
Wow. And she kind of looked like she was she mixed?
Texas Tech. I don't know. Indigenous, we look like what we look like. I don't know.
Texas Tech, they really ain't having that up there.
Yeah, they ain't having that out there in MAGA country. Is you crazy?
Wow. So yeah, that was a mistake. That was the wrong move. But now that kind of stuff, like you said, now that is I'm totally like, why are we putting ourselves in that predicament? This is not something we need to be out there giving this much energy to. Now, like I said, my whole thing was like, again, and I get what you're saying, but I also still feel like, I mean, if somebody is saying black licorice, and you like, nah, black licorice don't taste good to me. Okay, it should be respected, but regardless of what side you're on. But again, we're not in a civilized. That's from a civilized, mature, respectful mindset. Unfortunately, in the world that we live in, people's opinion is looked at, everybody loves. That's why I hate the hater. We use hater over every fucking thing. You could just say, I didn't like Mariah Carey's album. Oh, you a fucking hater. It's like, I didn't like Mariah Carey's album. It's okay. Oh, you a hater. You hating on her because she had 20 number one hits. They start running off her whole damn resume. And all you simply said was, I didn't like the last album. That don't mean I didn't like Vision of Love. That didn't mean I didn't like Honey. And I said I didn't like the last album. So now why are you telling me this whole woman's career? Yeah.
And it was all that you given to me.
Right. So now why do I gotta hear this woman's whole resume because I simply said I didn't like the last album.
That's how it is. That's how it is.
That's what it is in this case. It's like, and I'm a come a couple steps towards you now. And I agree. It's regardless of what side you're on, we should be able to just simply just express how we feel. Not everybody's gonna agree. We don't agree on movies, we don't agree on a lot of shit. But it's like for some reason, this race, this politics, and this whatever, it just can't be a situation of, okay, I understand. Let's talk about it. Let's whatever. We could walk away from this. Nobody gets shot in the neck. Nobody gets beat up. Nobody gets their house firebombed. Nobody gets called all kind of inappropriate names and disrespectful names. And we could walk away from it and we could all go home and say, you know what? I was across from somebody that didn't come from where I came from. They don't look like me. They don't know nothing that I know. They're not into the things I think. But we had a nice conversation because it happens all the time. We've all had a conversation with somebody. I mean, I was in the grocery store a month ago and I talked to this 90-year-old white man that and you would have thought me and him was
out of nowhere, huh?
Like best friends.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Those isolated situations they've shown it can happen.
It can happen.
But we so busy like, oh, that motherfucker 90, so he must be racist. He was 90 and he white. He was living here in the 40s or 30s and shit when they was. So I know he don't like. No, bro, not everybody's on that type of bullshit. Just like not every black person is on whatever they think we on. But again, when we don't talk to each other, when we don't have that constructive, respectful dialogue, and it's not this, I got a mega horn talking about your homie dead and your homie this and bro,
that's what?
We're never gonna get nowhere. And like you said, you're gonna trigger and throw gasoline because you're lucky you made it out of that situation, young lady. Because it could have been, you had somebody filming that said, and all he simply said was, it's hate the world, and this is what it looks like. But if he was a real ignorant white boy, he might have chopped your damn head off in front of everybody.
In front of everybody. Exactly.
And you got to consider that when you go out there and you're acting like this and you're doing these type of things. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I guess in my opinion, there's a way of giving your opinion, expressing something. And again, unfortunately, you could say it in the most civilized manner, and it's still gonna be somebody that's like, "Fuck you, that's our guy." But what you definitely should not be doing is going out there talking about your homie dead. Because again, when the sentiment of George Floyd and some of them people were saying, "Oh, he deserved it. He was a fentanyl. He was this. He was that." You didn't like it. You wanted to. You niggas was up in arms, and you still are about it. But then you turn around and say your homie dead. This eye for an eye and whatever for it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work in our favor. We're never gonna win this battle. Like you said, we don't have the numbers, we don't have the power, we don't run the police departments, we don't run the government, we don't run anything that we need to run to be able to fight the fight that we think we want to fight.
Yeah, come on, that's it. That's it.
And until we do, and again, that starts in our getting our own shit together. Because I'm gonna leave it at this. As far as the Civil War shit, black people, y'all think y'all ready for that shit.
You're not though.
You niggas would, if a Civil War broke out on damn Vermont right now, you'll have the A-trays worrying about who's a 60, worrying about who's a black peace stone. Nigga, while these Mexicans and these white people and these Asians is worried about you look like me, let's go. Let's rally. Let's do this. We not on the you look like me, let's go, let's rally, let's do this. We on that where you from? Oh, nigga, you killed my uncle. Oh, you was fucking my bitch. Sorry, I know we.
No, you can say that part. You can cuss.
You slept with my baby mama when I went to jail. You did this, you did that. You raped my sister. All this craziness that we gotta fight through first before we say, wait a minute, damn, they done just killed 3 of us over there on Normandy. We gotta rally up. But before
that's why I said I'm not. I know.
To each other out. We done set up there and got so ignorant and so stupid with each other that we forgetting the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Of what we need to be focused on. So
yeah.
That's why I say to these YNs, like they like to say, these young black people, because we got more years behind us than we got ahead of us, me and you, and people in our age, and our mamas and our daddies and our grandmamas and whoever. We're not gonna be here to have to deal with this shit for too much longer.
Yes,
when I say, Lord, I'm not
that's
talking about tomorrow.
That's why I brought up
but
my
I'm
son.
talking about 15, 20 years from now. 30 years from
now,
40 years.
My son gonna be having his kids, my grandkids.
A lot of us gonna be gone. So now I gotta
and I'm gonna be old as fuck if not gone already. Right.
Yeah.
Like I can't get out there.
So me personally, I got 4 grandkids ranging from the age of 10 to 2. So I'm worried about them. Cause I can't save Boo Boo from 60s and I can't save OG Brimstone from whatever. I can't save them because they already grown. They already done did their shit. They already done been to prison. They already done whatever. I pray for them. I hope they can get out, get a job, be productive. But we need to focus on these people that's in elementary, middle school, high school, these young adults that don't have fully developed brains. So all they have is us. And if all they have is us and they continue to see the role models that we're giving them, we're fucked. And you hear and if you listen to every 100% of all blacks that are become involved in the streets, become gangbangers, become whatever, listen to them. And what do they say? Well, in my growing up, I saw the nigga that had the money was the pimp. The nigga that had the bras was the pimp. The nigga that had the car was the pimp. The nigga that got the respect from the hood was OG so-and-so. The nigga that got everybody to do some shit and follow him was
and go to jail or get killed.
Yeah, and going to jail was a rite of passage to being a man in our community. Unfortunately, we glamorize that shit. Now we 60, 70, 50, and we want to speak out against it. And some of us are still glorifying the shit even at that age. You're 60 years old and you're saying, I'm not with the violence, I'm not with the blood and the crip and whatever, but you're 50 years old, whack 100.
Because you can't do it no more. You can't run.
Yeah,
and you damn sure don't want to go to jail for another 30 years. Yeah, you're gonna die in that bitch.
And now you're 50 years old, whack 100, still saying on Paru after everything. You are a grown man with grandkids, sir. And this is the people that we have to look up to. Is the whack 100s, the big U's, and all these motherfuckers. These niggas ain't did shit for us.
Low key,
keep us in a fucking spiral of bullshit.
Big U hide behind the just like Charlie Kirk.
Big U hide behind the grid program and all of that. And I don't want violence or whatever, but you're still
killing folks.
But you still got the rolling 60s on puppet strings and you're calling shots and killing people and ordering hits and shit. You can't have it. Can't be both things, Eugene Henley. It just can't be.
Yeah.
But this is the guy that everybody's like, free Big
U,
love him. Free so-and-so, free this, free that. And that's another thing, niggas. Some of these niggas don't need to be on the front of no t-shirt talking about free them. Let's cut the shit. We the biggest.
Cut the cap.
We love to say free the murderer, free the nigga that shot 3 people, free the nigga that did the only thing we frown upon is you fucking with children, you fucking with women, like right. But other than that, you can pretty much do any fucking thing. Sell dope to your whole community, kill 3 niggas. And you're gonna have some group of ignorant niggas talking about free Pookie Loke for whatever. That's the homie. Long live. No, ain't no long live. They dead. See, that's the problem. Once they die, we need to let them die. Ain't no long live King Von. That nigga was a fucking detriment to society.
That nigga
was a mass murderer, a serial killer.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Y'all
And that's who we look up
Not
to.
y'all like you, but y'all want to talk about Charlie Kirk.
But if a white person, but if a white person turned around and said, "Long live Charles Manson, long live, if a Mexican said, "Long live Richard Ramirez, the walking killer,"
lose your mind. You lose
right?
your mind.
If all the Hispanics got outside and said, "Long live the walking killer, Richard Ramirez," we would be like, "You sick motherfuckers! Have y'all lost y'all motherfucking mind?" But you niggas is talking about long live King Von, long live all of these people that killed people that look like us. Those are your heroes.
That's all I'm saying. Come on.
We gotta change our mindset first and foremost. Because until we do that and start thinking properly,
right,
we just gonna continue to be behind
thinking
the
like our grandmamas and our granddaddies and our great grands taught us. We had grandparents. These kids ain't even got grandparents because don't nobody give a damn. They don't even know who their daddies is. Their mamas is crazy.
And the grandparents, hell, these days the grandparents
is the same age, 10 years younger than the motherfucking right. So she
the
at the
grandparents
club.
are 35 and they want to be in the same club as their 18-year-old grandson.
Yeah.
Shit.
Talking about, yeah, your friends can spend the night. They can spend the night. So she can creep in the middle of the night with one of them young motherfuckers.
Or, you know what I mean, your 35-year-old woman, she listens to this, wants to be in the same circle.
Your 35-year-old woman in the black community has a 20-year-old child. And picture that.
And the 20-year-old child has a 5-year-old
baby. I'm one of them. My mama was 15 when she had me. We are 15 years apart. When my mama was 30, I was 15. When I turned 30, my mama was 45. We literally could date the same niggas.
Yeah, so
you know what I'm saying? We could literally be in competition for the same motherfucking everything. Still want everything because we damn near like more like sisters in age than mother and daughter. Because one thing I can say about young people having babies young is it sound cute when they be like, oh, well, we just gonna grow up together but it's not. That's not cute because I don't need to grow up with you because I need your guidance. I need your wisdom. I need you to teach me something that you already know, not us learn the stupid shit together. And not to shade my mama or nothing like that, and no other young parent, but to say that it's not really the best conducive thing for raising children, and that we should change that shit.
And especially now, because
you know what I mean, like we should be teaching girls. Go ahead.
No, because like you said, especially now, because you know my mom, she walked across the stage with me in her stomach at Manual Arts High School. You know what I'm saying? So she was a young parent. You know what I'm saying? But it's like a lot of them had, you know, a support system, some kind of support system, you know, because you had big mama, you had grandmama, you had whatever. It takes it truly takes a tribe. It takes a village. But now you just have these people, these young people it's no direction. If you look at these, even like the situation with these dudes in Chicago, regardless, I mean, I'm not saying Larry Hoover was some saint and all this, but at least it was some kind of leadership. It was some kind of structure there. Now, these kids, you got an 18-year-old telling a 16-year-old how to move. Or now what they're saying is nobody's a leader. We all bosses and we all did. Well, that's a fucking problem. if we all on the same level, it should never be like that. Everybody needs a quote unquote OG, an elder, a grandfather, a father, an uncle, because those are the people, you know, and not all the time. Not all the time are they shit, because you know we all had uncles. People got uncles in and out of prison. They not always But the difference between back then to now, at least even a nigga that was up to no good would tell a nigga, "Hey boy, get from around here. This ain't for you. We over here doing it. This grown. I whoop your ass. You better go home to your mama." Shit, don't
You know what I also believe, because this goes back to actually trying your best to do some shit with intent on raising good kids. If you're gonna have babies, you should have a good intent on raising them as best to the best of your ability. And this is why I believe that women, unless you really got some type of real talent or a passion about something real good, what the fuck is we going to work for once we have children? We need motherfuckers at home. When that shit turned into everybody got to go to work and all this 50-50 shit, this came before the internet conversation. It was already going on just out of pure economics for some of it, but some of it ain't even economics. It's greed and misdirected goals, because your goal should be to see your kids do better than you. So when it comes to raising children, I believe if it ain't gonna be the woman, because we in a different society, some men are Mr. Mom and the stay at home. So one of the motherfucking parents needs to be at home all day. You know why? Because it made a difference when I was growing up. I already couldn't go outside and do a whole lot of shit. My mom was extremely strict on me. However, when I did get a chance, or I thought I was gonna creep and do something, guess what? Somebody's mama sitting on the porch and no, I'm supposed to be at school. Hey, what you doing? Where you going? Ain't you supposed to be at school today? Or even if they don't say nothing, which I had happened to me before, don't say nothing. See you walking by, don't say a goddamn thing to you. But when I do get home and my mama at home, my mama like, yeah, so-and-so saw you walking down the street today at 12 o'clock. Why you wasn't in school? Type shit. It's called checks and balances. You know what I'm saying? When they say it takes a village, everybody can't be at work, because then the kids don't have nobody to answer to. And the schools don't give a shit. It used to be back in the day, you know, if you miss class, they'll call your house and, oh, so-and-so missed first, second, and third period or whatever. But they don't even do that shit no more. You won't even fucking know that your kid wasn't at school all day or all week or all month. Because ain't nobody at home. I got to be at home. I got to be at work. Daddy at work. Everybody gone. Everybody in the neighborhood at work. And the kids at the house throwing a goddamn party, drinking and smoking weed. And they don't have nobody to motherfucking check that shit. And then they can tell any lie they want to tell, because they don't have nobody to motherfucking be like, nope, I saw you. Hey, Maggie, let's welcome Maggie to the stage. I'm glad you made it in, girl, because we're getting ready to end it.
Y'all getting ready to turn it off?
I was. It's been like, we're going on 3 hours, 2:47 right
Well,
now.
I was listening earlier, but, you know, like I said, I'll be at work and it can't really concentrate.
I'm glad you made it for a minute. Speak your piece.
Well, y'all pretty much summing everything, doing a terrific job of summing everything up. So I'm just listening.
Well, do you have anything that you might want to add where it comes to the celebrating of Charlie Kirk's death, or no? Does it mean anything to you at all, or you neutral?
I'm not neutral. I agree that it's wrong. I just know that we are in an unstable climate, and the things that we used to be able to say years and years ago, and people will actually understand and say, oh, that's just a difference of opinion. People are not like that now. Everybody is emotional. No one knows how to control their emotions, especially when you disagree with them. Now, he might not have taken that into account, which I don't even think he just said anything too terrible. What did he say to warrant somebody killing him? You know, I'm still questioning that, but I just know that this day and age, you cannot say the things that you used to be able to say years ago and expect people to just, you know, let it roll off their backs, because they're not going to do it. And I hate that he had to lose his life and leave behind a wife and children just because somebody didn't agree with something he said. And if that is the way that America is going, y'all, we are
Y'all in
in
trouble.
a world of trouble.
Y'all in trouble. So, damn,
I
I had
mean,
a
but
question
that being
for you.
said, like,
Go
but
ahead.
that being said, is that hasn't. Unfortunately, it's just this is not the first instance of somebody losing their life over somebody not agreeing with what they said or what they stood for. Whether we talking about a John F. Kennedy or Abraham Lincoln or Martin Luther. I mean, it goes. This is not nothing new. Um, but unfortunately, yeah, it's an unfortunate situation because, like Maggie just said, the climate that we're in, it's just not a lot of understanding, and everything is so generalized, and everybody has to be put under this umbrella, and it's all based on well, you're black, so you must think this. You're white, so you must be on that side. You're Republican, so you must feel like this. You're Democrat, so you must feel like this. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, especially in racial situations, it's always generalized as that, and it's just based on simply your color. They don't even have to talk to you to hear your opinion, and they just assume. And the prime example was like the OJ thing. Man, I tell people all the time, I didn't give a fuck about OJ Simpson. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't nobody that was no hero to me. OJ didn't even fuck with us until that happened. That man was with them. But the reason why black people was so happy about it, whatever, because they just felt like it was something on the scorecard for us, because there was so much things that went against us in the justice system or whatever. And that's what it was. And that's not the reason to get behind nothing either, to be truthful. You know what I'm saying? Just like voting for a president because he's black ain't the reason to vote for nobody because they black. You know what I'm saying? What are the issues? Are you doing the research? So if you didn't fuck with OJ before, you shouldn't be fucking with him because he got off for murder. That's stupid. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But unfortunately, and to white people, a lot of them, that caused a lot of unrest civilly too, and just whatever, because they just would think that, oh, you black, you must be down with that murderer. You must be cool with him. Bruh, I care. Same way with him. That shit didn't move me no way. I wasn't, oh yeah, because he was black. It wasn't just as simple as that. There was other things that made people feel the way they felt about that. Not just he black, we black. Oh, nah. And so the same way with this Charlie Kirk thing, and that's why I'm saying it's unfortunate that, some of us are gonna be potential victims or victimized or whatever over some shit, like Shannon said, that at the end of the day, we didn't have nothing to do with. It wasn't when they caught the suspect, it wasn't some nappy headed nigga from Compton. It was a white boy. But unfortunately, with the mindset of people and the closed mindedness and whatever, somehow, some way, like Shannon said, we are gonna be the reason this happened. Or we're gonna be, it's like she said, what are they gonna do since it was one of them? What are they gonna do? Go in the white community and start picketing and rallying and talking shit? No, they're not gonna do that. So who they gonna turn on? The natural enemy to them is us. And so it's like, okay, well, since we're not gonna go fuck with that man, like if y'all really was some Charlie Kirk supporters and y'all so up in arms, and I'm not condoning it, But y'all should be going after that man's family. Where his daddy live? Where his goddamn sister live? Where his brother live? What school did he go? Let's go in his community.
Where the people that he was on
Right.
that what's that internet that they or that website that they got that everything is encrypted and you can just talk without nobody. What about them people that was like,
go get them.
yeah.
But like you said, since you're not gonna hold them accountable, since you're not gonna, because that's just not a good look for your people. And see, that's what I'm saying. That's where we like, and now I'm starting to feel like I was kind of disagreeing with Shannon, but the longer, and that's why this dialogue is good, because you start really, as more you talk about it and think about it, you start understanding what the other person was saying. And so now I'm giving her a little bit of what I wasn't giving her before. And that's what we got to understand, that at the end of the day, we all we got. Them people not gonna turn on each other. It could be 10 white people tomorrow that go out and murder the whole damn government. And somehow they're gonna turn that frustration and anger and resentment towards us. And we didn't have shit to do with it. You know what I'm saying? And so we gotta understand that. And like she said, let's stay in our damn place. Let's worry about the things that we can control, to a certain extent, because there's some things we can't control. But what we can control is the dialogue in our own community first and foremost. Before we start going out there trying to dialogue with anybody else, we need to make sure that we all speaking the same way, talking the same way, on the same page. And when I say that, I'm not talking about everybody got their own, but I'm saying as a whole. Because when you talk, because I know a lot of Hispanics, I know a lot of, and when you start fucking with them, nothing come before being Hispanic when you start fucking with them.
They don't give a fuck who you are. If you
they don't give a shit about no Southsiders, no Norteño, that's prison dumb shit. When it come to them linking up and getting together, they are gonna come out in droves. Black people, you're gonna be so worried. Black people gonna be, again, black people, unfortunately, we're gonna be worried about what street did you grow up on,
what school did you go to?
Yeah, again, why was you fucking my baby mama, and why was you doing this, and why was you doing it? When all of that shit don't fucking matter at the end of the day. When you all clear the bullshit off the surface, at the end of the day, brothers and sisters, y'all better damn figure it out, get on the same page, because the way society is headed,
we're going to need each other.
It's a possibility that one day it's going to be like that movie, The Purge, and you niggas is going to have to mount up. And if y'all on all that other bullshit,
you're doomed.
You're doomed. Because trust me, when it's time to mount up and call to arms and all that, they going to be on their shit. You already see it.
You got them.
Look at the gun sales going up.
You've been seeing it your whole life. You've been seeing it your whole life.
The gun sales have went up tremendously since Trump, because they're getting ready.
That always happens though when Republicans come in office, gun sales skyrocket for some reason.
Yeah, they're getting ready. They're ready. It may not be tomorrow. It may not be 2 months. It may not be 2 years. We may not see.
And just think about it. That boy that was a young man. Who was on the roof, who did a sniper type shot. Like, that's like, how many niggas you really know gonna get on the roof 200 yards away and gonna really hit their target? Because they had training and practice. But that's how they raised. They raised to be shooting animals and shit. They go hunt. When they little.
200 miles away.
Yeah, so when they little. So what are you talking about? But we don't do that. We don't even practice. We don't practice. Niggas don't even practice that shit in the hood. They want to kill each other. They just go drive down the street and just say, "I'm just gonna shoot until I hope I hit something."
All you niggas care about is y'all got an extendo clip with 50 bullets in it, and whatever it hit. No, that white boy that did that boy, how old was he? 18?
Nah, I think they said 24, 22.
Okay, yeah, he probably been shooting some kind of gun since he was like 4.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And by the time he was 13, he was military trained already.
Exactly.
Just from being out in the woods and hunting rabbit and deer and shit like that we don't do.
That we
You know what I'm
don't
saying?
do.
So yeah, we gotta understand that fight, if we talking about an even fair fight, yeah, we all know that black people physically and all of that, we not too many people can fuck with us on that. But it's not gonna be a fair fight. And that's what we gotta understand. It's gonna be a gunfight, it's gonna be a real fight.
Yes, sir.
And like you said, unless you're ready for that,
shut
then
up.
you might just want to chill.
Get out of this. It ain't even necessary.
I'm not saying chill on the, okay, well, I didn't agree with that man or whatever. That's fine. You should be able to say that. But all your homie died. Your homie got murdered.
Right. Hey, your homie, that shit was crazy, dog.
Yeah, you need to chill on that type of shit.
So one more question from Maggie. I have to give you a round of applause on that. One more question. We're gonna get off of this. We just hit the 3-hour mark. I'm gonna ask you, Maggie, the question that I asked on my page. And are you there? Can you hear me, Maggie?
I talked to, but she left.
Oh, there she go. No, Maggie will get on me. She busy. This will be the last question for the night. Why do you think that so many people are coming for Charlie Kirk after his death instead of having all of this vitriol before he died?
Because he gave black people, it's like that he gave black people a reason to hate. He became a target. And no, I didn't even know who the man was before this.
That's what Shannon don't understand, why she said why we didn't do this and why we didn't. Most people didn't even know.
But okay, if you didn't, that's my point though. If you didn't know who he is, why not leave it there? If he wasn't relevant enough to you before, if nothing he was talking about got your attention before he passed away, why is the shit that he said now that he dead such a big freaking deal? Because nothing that he said that I know about incited nobody to do nothing.
I want to know. I really want to know why that man shot. It can't be from his speeches, because who knows him? Who listen? Too many people. I just feel like it's another reason. It's something else. It can't be from the stuff he said. It can't be that. Either this person was crazy, I had some mental issues going on, or something.
Yeah. Something.
I just don't see. Like Daryl said, it ain't like he was JFK. You mentioned JFK. It ain't like he was a president. Who was he? He wasn't even a high profile person.
He wasn't. So where is all of this coming from? Or is it something that, like Daryl was saying, might just be the media pushing and trying to pit everybody against us, against each other, or what? Because I find it to be, how I find it to be astounding. I'm like, I can't understand it because it doesn't make sense. He, just like you just said, I said the same thing when it first happened. I was like, what now? What's the end game? Immediately went to my mind, like, what's the end game? What was the purpose of killing Charlie Kirk? Like, I still don't know what the purpose is. I'm trying to come up with an idea. Like I said, maybe they just really trying to get us out in them streets, like I said, and they just further trying to push division into this country to get this shit kicked off, the Civil War or whatever the fuck. But I still don't see, if that's what you're trying to do, how is Charlie Kirk the catalyst? Like, what? I haven't figured it out. I don't know. I don't know. But it's weird as hell to me. That's why I asked everybody. I'm like, damn, if y'all didn't know this dude, well, that even wasn't even the beginning of it. Why is it all of this shit after he dead? This motherfucker would have been saying this shit and doing these rallies or what you want to call events, speaking engagements, whatever, for years all over the country. And if it was so horrible, how come nobody never heard of him before now? And now that you have heard about him after seeing him get assassinated, is now he's the biggest thing that ever motherfucking tainted water.
Okay, so let me ask you this. This is the last question I'm gonna ask because I gotta go. What? Because there have been black people that have died, passed away. But what provoked you, Miss Shannon? Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
What provoked you to get on your social media page and say, "Rest in peace" to this man when I know other people have passed away and I heard you say shit. So what caused you to say rest in peace, Charlie Kirk? You had to know that you was come on. Just like
I hate you for thinking my mind. No, I really hate you for thinking I'm so sinister. Like I'm not. But let me answer your question.
Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Why are you saying that?
I'm going to answer your question in two parts. The first part is just plain humanity because of him being. No, can I answer the damn question? Jesus. From the simple fact that, first of all, he got murdered in broad daylight in front of every goddamn body. I thought that was atrocious. I thought it was like, damn, in the middle of a fucking sentence, in front of all these people and your wife and children. I just felt that was so heartless that I just had to be like, damn, rest in peace, bro, because you like went out in front of everybody. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, rest in peace. That's fucked up. Because that what I actually said first was like, damn, that's cold. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. So I kind of already had answered your question if you'd have read it in its entirety. It was cold. It was so cold and callous, not just to him and his family, to all of us to have to even see that fucking shit. It was fucked up. I mean, from the blood shooting out and that is fucking atrocious. I'll never be able to get that out of my brain. And it wasn't a cartoon. It wasn't Grand Theft Auto or Fortnite. It was real fucking life. So rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, for that. Number two, just plain pure humanity. Plain and pure humanity, because I had been watching him. I'm not going to say I was a follower, but like I said earlier, I've always been a political junkie, and doing this podcast influenced me to look at a whole bunch of stuff that I never was even looking to look for in the first place. What's his name? Kevin Samuels. I did the same thing. I didn't know Kevin Samuels at first, but because we doing this podcast and Jerome knew who he was, I had to go research and watch his videos, see what he's talking about, so that I can give a fair assessment when we have these conversations and not just go off of clips. Oh, he said something foul, so I'm just gonna roll with that clip. And it's 10 seconds of something he said for 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like that. I don't like to do that. I like to actually get context to the things that I want to discuss, if at all possible. Or I really ain't gonna say that much. So just like I was like, rest in peace to Kevin Samuels, and I didn't like the vitriol that came behind his death, is the same way I feel about Charlie Kirk. I'm not going based off of color just because he wasn't black. I'm not supposed to give a fuck. It don't work like that for me. It was atrocious sight for me to see, and I also have been seeing him for years and what he had been doing, and it just on a human level, it was just like, damn, rest in peace. And I do say rest in peace, and I do say rest in peace to other peoples, but just like everything else, like why we're discussing this right now. And something you said on my thing. Yeah, we only be wanting you to comment on our shit. You comment, so I'm commenting on yours, which means y'all not even really looking at my page. So you don't even see everything that I post. So you don't know who I said rest in peace to or who I
may
didn't.
be wrong, but I just tend to think I just tend to think rest in peace or prayers and condolences or anything of that sentiment when somebody passed away is to me is reserved for someone that you has some kind of something invested in, respected, whatever. I mean, trust me, I took hell when I said rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Everybody started talking, remember when his daughter with it? So what, nigga? I grew up on wrestling.
I don't give a fuck. I grew up watching that motherfucker Terrence do all that. Him and Rando Macho Man Savage, like that's my history.
And that's what I based it on. I wasn't basing it on this one little instance of him getting on a tirade on the phone or whatever. But that's in his case, that's more understandable. But I was just curious to why, because like it's people that like if I don't know if I keep saying David Duke, I don't even know if he's still living. But if there's somebody that if just race or whatever that dies tomorrow, I'm not rest in peace prayers. You don't get that from me. Now I'm not telling you what you should have. Well, I guess I am, but I'm saying if it was a human standpoint and you was fucked up over what happened to, or you thought that was fucked up, why it couldn't be a, come on, America, we need to do better. That man didn't deserve to lose his life over that. Now you might still have some people be like, oh, you defending that nigga, you apologist, like I said, but rest in peace is more intimate to me. So I rest in peace, nigga, please.
Well, to you, it's more intimate. To me, it just I was moved to do it on whatever my human level was. That was it. It wasn't nothing behind it. I didn't go further and make the next post until I just saw all the vitriol and I started getting phone calls. Like say that fucking very morning, I barely had even known what had happened, and somebody already calling me on 10, like coming in hot on the phone. And I'm just like, well, damn, like you say, well, damn, that shit was cold. Oh, you don't give a fuck about these white tea motherfuckers. And look, you know what? Have a nice day. Get off my phone. Thank you for calling me with your fucking bullshit to tell me that I'm full of shit. You could have not called me if you didn't want to hear my opinion and take it for what it was, just the same way I got to take yours for what it is. So if you're going to be hollering and screaming at me, then I'll talk to you later, and I hope you have a nice day. And call me when you call, you know what I'm saying? And call me when you calm down, because still to me, you're my friend. Even though you mad at me for my little rest in peace. It's fine. When you get over it, call me, and so we can keep like we usually do. You know what I'm saying? That's what prompted me.
You was able to handle it. But like you said, the sad part about it, Shannon, is that some people
ain't gonna do that.
Somebody have talked to somebody for the last time because of this shit.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part. I'm talking about cousins. I ain't talking about just friends and homies and associates. I'm talking about it's an auntie right now that ain't talking to her niece, or it's a mama that ain't talking to their damn son, or it's a whatever. Because of this bullshit.
Because of this shit. And not just this, the politics, the political.
We can't agree to disagree. People have been blocked, removed, and all this shit because they said they didn't like Biden and they was voting for Trump. But then when you ask the person that's so up in arms of, okay, well, why you like Biden? They can't even fucking explain it. But they mad at you because you said I'm voting for Trump. See, it's stupid shit like that.
It go back to what Maggie said. Everybody's so goddamn emotional. Everything is emotions. It's no logic. It ain't no think about it. It's just immediately what your emotions feel, and you want to spread how you feel across the motherfucking world.
Yeah, and so like you guys are saying, there's extreme situations where somebody lost their life, unfortunately, in this. And then there's the lower level situations where there's going to be somebody that is probably going to work every day, and they used to say, "What's up?" to Bob in the lunchroom, and he used to be like, "What's up, Dante?" And now Dante and Bob can't even exchange eye contact over this shit, and neither one of them had shit to do with it.
And for real,
You know what I'm saying? And all because Dante black and Bob in accounting is white. These niggas is mean mugging each other in the lunchroom. These niggas ain't never gonna talk to each other again. They whispering behind each other's back. They rolling their eyes at each other. And hell, they probably want to kick each other's ass.
Behind
some shit that neither one of them had shit to do with.
There's nothing to do with, and a difference of opinion. Have your opinion. Can we can talk about something else? Why? Okay, you don't agree with me. I don't agree with you, and we about to argue. No, we don't got to argue. We can change the subject.
Yeah, and like they said, race, religion, and politics. Those are the three things. And unfortunately, we all engage in those conversations. I mean, it's whatever. But I think a lot of us hopefully intend to be rational and civilized or whatever. But race, religion, and politics are the three things that it could start off calm, and 5 minutes later, it's a fucking World War III about to happen.
Right.
Because you're Christian and I don't believe in your Quran and fuck all that. Man, get out of here with that shit.
Well, then
what makes you a better person?
Right. Nothing makes you a better person. You bleed just like I bleed.
No, I'm saying whatever that makes you a better person. If you calling him Allah, I'm calling him Jesus. If you think Jesus wasn't nothing but a prophet and just a regular nigga, and you think he was, man, look.
What does it matter? I agree with you.
It's whatever religion that you're believing in. Is it making you act like a decent human being?
Person? Yeah.
Is it making you have love in your heart and respect for your heart? I don't care if you believe in Buddhism, Islam, Christianity, Jews. I don't care is it making you a better person? So again, we need to just get out of this mindset of you voted for the Democrats, so you must think like that. Because somebody said something profound, it wasn't really profound. Whether you're Democrat or Republican, whatever, as human beings, we are all closer to the same ideology than we really truly give each other credit for.
Right.
Most of us all want the same shit, to be able to provide for our family, for the world to be safe, for us to be prosperous, whatever, whether you white, black, Asian, Hispanic, whatever. Everybody pretty much has the same ideology as far as what they want out of this life. Mm-hmm. So why let this religion and let this, I don't like gay people and I don't like Republicans and I don't like Democrats and I don't like, why let that come into play when at the end of the day, we really have more in common than we have.
We have different. Yeah.
Different.
Live and let live.
Period.
Live and let
there
live.
We go. And I think that's a good place to end it.
Yep, I think so too. Thank you guys for joining me.
You're welcome.
I appreciate the dialogue. I really appreciate you, Daryl, so much, because I think we accomplished a lot tonight between each other, and for anybody that watched, I think they saw what I think, regardless of bullshit on the side, I think what Charlie Kirk was trying to get going.
And what they saw at the end of the day.
Let's talk to each other.
And what they saw at the end of the day is, at the end of the day, even as the conversation went on, and even kind of early into it, when I would express myself, you would say, okay, I see. And then later on, like I said, I was 10 steps away from you in the beginning. And I would say now I'm about 5 steps away from you. You know what I'm saying? But hey,
that's fine. Don't get too close, because you know what I'm saying. You might.
But all jokes aside, those steps are productive steps. Those are good steps. And now let's figure. And then hopefully we can figure out the next 5 steps, or it might just be 2 steps, or it might not be no more steps.
Whatever.
But at the end of the day, we walk away from this, and we all. Like you said, ain't nobody got shot in the neck. I'm not gonna run to California and shoot you in your neck. I'm not gonna firebomb your house.
Right.
You're not doing none of that to me. we reconvene and shit. We might reconvene next week and have another drag out argument. We'll do it all over again.
All over
But
again.
at the end of the day, everybody still, when we walk away from this, whether it's me, you, Maggie, or whoever was in the thing, we still got to go back to our regular lives of supporting ourselves, supporting our family, taking care of our mamas, taking care of our kids, taking care of however we need to do to feed ourselves.
Right.
We all got separate lives. We all pretty much, and that's why I say we all got stuff in common more than difference. Because at the end of the day, when we hang this up, whether I'm Charlie, you Charlie Kirk, I'm not, whoever, we all got to figure out how we're going to eat tomorrow, how we're going to pay these bills, how we're going to love on who we love on, how we're going to be better people and all of that shit. So at the end of the day, this shit right here, it matters. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter in the big spectrum of things other than let's all learn how to
get along
on
this same space. We ain't nobody going nowhere.
Yeah, and that's it. Because if we don't, man, Lord have mercy on us.
Lord help us.
Because again, the shit that people think that they want, and this goes for anybody. This ain't just for blacks ain't ready for it, and trust me, neither is them white people. They might think they are, but one life lost on either side is a loss.
It's too much.
And if your brother get killed, if that white man who thinks he wants this, if his uncle died because of it, it's gonna be something he can't replace.
Yep.
And vice versa. If these black folks that think they want it, when their cousin die, because it's gonna be something that it's gonna be a loss that we feel, or they feel as their family members or whatever. So whether it's one life lost or 1,000 lives lost in this this uncivility, it's too much.
That's right.
And what is it all for? Like you said, Charlie Kirk didn't deserve to lose his life over the shit, whether you agree with it or not. He's not the first person that has talked like he talked, walked like he walked, and said, like you said, your president did it, or the president did it. So, and I was thinking to myself, damn, look how they acted. Lord forbid Donald Trump, that when they tried to do him, if he would have died that day, we would have.
It would have been. It would have been.
It would have been no ifs, ands, or buts.
It would have been over.
The whole damn country would have been on fire. I was so happy he lived.
Over. Like,
I was
please
like,
don't
thank
kill
God they
this
just
man.
praised that man, because if that man would have took one to the head clean,
in the public while everybody watching too,
we all would have had to go into a fucking shelter. We would have to go into hiding.
I'm taking myself and my peoples, and we surrounding ourselves by as many niggas as I know. All the niggas I know, we all about to be in the same spot. What we need, you talk about y'all want to get women to be submissive, submissive like a motherfucker. I'm up in here cooking, cleaning. I got the bandages for the everything. I'm about to go read some books on how to remove a bullet. I got to do my part.
They acting like this over Charlie Kirk. Imagine if Donald Trump had took one.
Hell no, but we gonna end it on that because we can keep on going all night. Because now you don't open up.
Make sure you save this, please. Don't mean to interrupt you, but make sure you save this, Shannon, so I can go back and listen to.
It's on YouTube. It'll be on YouTube. Okay. I think it take YouTube probably 10-15 minutes to process it, and then it'll be up. Like it's up now, but once you end the live, they process it, so it take like 10-15 minutes, and then it'll be up permanently. So it's on the Passionate Spinning page on YouTube. Thank you guys again. I appreciate y'all. Great dialogue. I will see you guys hopefully sooner than later, and hopefully I can wrangle my pastor back on in. But if not, I might just start doing it a little more by myself until, he whatever, because to keep this going, because I think we have great conversations. Thank y'all again. I'm going to end.
All right, y'all have a blessed night.
Good night. It's all love on my end. I love you guys. Love each other. Right. Talk to you soon.
All right.
All right.
Oh shit, it didn't end. Like, damn. End it. Bye, Maggie.
I know, I'm trying to exit. Bye.
Bye, baby.